we're here.
Hey everybody! Welcome to Threeflings, the only show on the internet with three tieflings, to our knowledge. I'm Jess, and this is my channel. You might see me down in the chat as Angry Nerd Girl. And tonight we are playing Lost Children, Found Family by Catherine or Kat Evans from Uncaged Volume 1. We've had a lot of Volume 1 lately, so I promise we will be doing a different volume next week. Let's meet our tieflings, starting with our brand new guest tiefling, Christina. Tell us who you are and tell us about your teeth.
Sure. So I'm Christina, and I'm here playing Temperance, who is a sweet little pink tiefling who is out raising money for her church. We're trying to repair the roof. It's going to be very great.
Well, then I think we should meet our other church-going tiefling. Let us welcome back Zan. Tell us who you are and tell us about your teeth.
Hi, I'm Zan Larson, and my tiefling is Shy, the knowledge cleric Brighthorn, who basically goes around searching for secrets and hidden ancient knowledge and throwing the book at people who annoy her.
So most people.
Like all people.
Quite a few.
And lastly, our one regular cast member. Let's welcome Gwendy B. Tell us who you are and tell us about your teeth.
I would argue you are also a regular cast member as our DM, but yeah.
I forget that I'm a person sometimes, and that just told you a whole lot about me.
Yeah, I'm Gwendy B, and I am playing Idara, our resident tiefling fighter. She has no magic, but will not let that stop her from picking fights with people who do. And yeah, this will be a fun ride.
So, you all find yourselves in the desert, in the 5 cities. Temperance, you know that the 5 cities were once incredibly wealthy and beautiful. There's still a lot of nobles here. There might be some places to raise money for your church. Shy, you've heard that the 5 cities are, they were established under unusual circumstances. And there's a lot of lost artifacts out in the desert surrounding them. Idara, you heard that there have been people going missing in the 5 cities. And one noble in particular, Alexandros Dukas, who is the overseer of the council of the 5 cities, is hiring guards to protect his daughter and paying highly to protect her.
Immediately getting flashbacks to the last, 4 episodes of Threeflings. More missing women, you say?
More missing everybody.
More missing everybody.
Yeah, missing everybody. So one way or another, in fact, I just told you what way, you find yourselves in the 5 cities. What are you all doing when you arrive?
If there's a library, that's where I'm heading first.
There is, in fact, there is a fairly decrepit library.
Oh, that hurts. That's sacrilegious.
Oh no.
I have to go talk to the leaders of this library, see if there's anything that I could do to help preserve these books.
A massive building. It's formerly beautiful. You can see that this was built with real architectural care, but it's shoddy. A lot of the books just fall apart when you pick them up, a lot of things are missing. And there's not many people in there. You see a small, bookish girl about 18, keeping to herself. She just seems to walk in, get some books, and go. But she's the only person you observe in the library really at all.
This is very disappointing. Can I find whoever is in charge of this library?
Yeah, you can find a librarian.
Yes, I must try and find out if there's a way I can help.
Well, the librarian is an older woman leaning over her desk. She looks up at you, goes, "Help how, dear?"
Well, is this a lack of funding? I just don't understand how a place of knowledge can fall into such disrepair.
Well, most folks aren't terribly interested in knowledge nowadays. Tend to disappear between you and me. Watch yourself, young lady.
Excuse me, I may not have introduced myself. I am Shy of the Order of the Brighthorns, a knowledge cleric.
Oh, no need to be shy, dear.
No, Shy is my name.
My name's Shamara.
Shamara, it's very nice to meet you. Shy is my name. I'm not actually shy. People will tell you as soon as if you meet anyone who knows me, they will tell you I am not shy. But you say disappear because I was actually about to inform some of my order if they would possibly move here and set up a conclave to help maintain this.
Oh no, we've had more than enough troublemakers with you young folk around here. Mm. And besides, we couldn't tend to you. There's hardly enough water as it is.
So resources are a problem.
Oh, yes. Well, there's hardly any water left, and all the young people stirred up trouble. So, Temperance, what are you doing here?
I have probably found kind of a center of town area, maybe a marketplace.
Okay.
There might be some more moneyed individuals, so probably like your bougie farmers market.
Yeah.
And I have my helmet on the ground.
Okay.
I am offering charms, blessings from a wonderful god. I can help your crops grow. I can make your water pure. Come see me, Temperance, and I will help you in your quests.
So, I'll say a male halfling approaches you and says, "How can you make the water pure if there's no water? Huh?
There is no water?
Well, nobody really knows how to run the irrigation system anymore, so the crops are all dying, and we're pretty much shit out of luck."
Well, death is inevitable, but it doesn't need to be right now. I mean, it is a patient thing. When was the last time you had water?
Oh, well, I'd say at least a year ago, maybe more. At least functional like.
And this is due to a systems problem? your infrastructure? Who leads this town?
Oh, well, all 5 of the cities are led by Alexandros Dukas. He's a kind fellow. So sad to hear about his wife. She passed years ago, but he's quite a nice fellow.
A nice fellow who lets you starve. Anyway, I suppose I could do a blessing on the ground, maybe, to help the water. But if you don't have any, I'm afraid I can't purify it.
Well, from what I've heard, the water's real deep underground.
I'm going to focus and light some incense and begin to sprinkle some sparkles out of a pack and begin to loudly pray. Oh, blessed good gods, bless this land, let it thrive, bring back the water, and then just keep going on like that.
The halfling just kind of flips a couple coppers your way and slowly backs off. So
I
Adara,
hear the coin and I stop chanting.
So Adara, you walk into town, and I'm gonna say that's the first thing you see.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the halfling backs away, turns around immediately into Adara, who's just you know where Alexander Dukakis is? Wait, fuck, what's his name? Alejandro? The guy in charge.
Alexandros Dukas.
Alexandros Dukas. Where can I find him?
Do you know that one? And he points at Temperance.
No, sup. Yeah, no, I don't know her. So where can I find this person?
Oh, well, he lives in the large house just over that way, and he kind of points in a direction down the road.
Is there obviously a large house in that direction, or?
There's several large houses, but one is noticeably larger, just a little bit more than the others. It looks like a wealthy district.
Okay. Then I'll just go, thanks. And is Temperance still doing her thing?
As he left, and I heard the money, it would probably become slower, less pronounced, and I'm kind of glancing at him every now and then, seeing if he's out of earshot or out of viewing. But yeah, I'm still.
Okay. Dara would just kind of look at Temperance and be like, so what are you supposed to be doing?
I'm blessing these people, for they have great need of holy guidance. Or something.
Ah.
I need money, so, you know.
How good at, I don't know, adventurer shit are you?
I've been known to, hit a few things around.
Okay, because I got wind of a job offer that probably needs more than one person if you want to try to make more than 2 coppers or whatever that guy threw you.
Yeah, people here are cheap. They don't have any water, and their food is dying.
Okay.
It's been a year. Is your adventure shit about that?
I don't really know. People are going missing, so no.
Okay. Well, I guess missing people sounds lucrative.
It has been in the past.
Horrible.
Yeah. I hear it's this way. What's your name?
I'm Temperance. Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
Idara. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Adara.
While you're having this conversation, and also because I forgot to read aloud, so we'll get to that in a second,
Ooh.
you notice several feral jackals just kind of wandering around the square. People don't seem too bothered by them. Some people seem a little bit anxious, but it seems like they just kind of live here. So, back to Shy with the library.
Yes, so probably making no headway with the librarian, possibly getting into a huge argument, maybe getting kicked out of the library for suggesting things.
Just like your organizational system is trash.
It's just like some of these books are falling apart. They are not being properly cared for. You need a room that is climate controlled.
You sound like those young whippersnappers who were saying they deserve the vote just because they live in this town.
They probably do deserve to vote. Why wouldn't they?
Well, in the 500 years the 5 cities have been here, the voting age was 25. They want to change it to 18 just because they think they're important or something. They think teenagers belong on the city council.
I don't see any reason why not, as long as they have the skills.
She pointedly picks up a book and starts reading aloud.
Shai will try to talk over her for a minute, trying to get her attention while she is reading before giving up.
She just goes, "Shh, library," and then continues to read aloud.
This library barely deserves the name, and storms out.
You tell him, Shy.
Hey, you storm out and see Adara in the middle of the square with a tiefling you don't know.
With another tiny pig tiefling, basically, right? Just a different one.
Wait, yeah, how tall is Temperance, and what is she wearing?
She is tall, so she's not tiny. She's fairly muscular too, and she's wearing chainmail and has a sword and a shield strapped to her back.
Mm.
And a generic kind of flower stuck to the front of her armor.
Oh, I love that.
Good.
Oh, Idara. Fancy seeing you here.
Dara's like, wait, what? Who? Shy? Hello. Why? Why here? What are you doing here? I know why I'm here.
Well-
Why are you here?
Artifacts in the desert, for the most part. But I did hear there was a library here, and I am vastly disappointed.
Well, that seems on brand. Have you ever met a library that didn't disappoint you?
This one is extremely disappointing. I wouldn't even call it a library.
Oh, scathing words. This is Temperance.
They're letting the books fall apart.
All right,
I can't even read them.
That sounds really tough for you, and I'm sorry. This is Temperance. We just met, but Euphoria and Ophelia are out doing some stuff right now, and so I needed +1 for a missing persons case.
Euphoria's still hanging with a Medusa.
Yeah, Euphoria's she's found someone special, so it may be a little while before we see her again. But, you know, she's happy, and that's what matters. And Ophelia, I told to meet me here, but I think that might be another couple days. So
Ophelia's on her own then.
she's I figured she's probably an adult, right? She looks like she's an adult. So I figured, you know, maybe some independence would be good for her.
Maybe after this we should find where she's got to. She's either amassed an amazing amount of frogs, or she may be in trouble.
Yeah, possibly both. But, you know, I'll give her, like, another couple days to, find her way here. It's not like it's super hard to find. It's, like, the only civilization in the middle of a fucking desert, so I thought it'd be easy. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I realize that maybe...
Has she ever been in a desert before?
I'm not sure. Not to my knowledge, not since I've met her. So...
Well, she can always ask on her mom for help, at least.
But in the meantime, you want to go find some missing people?
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Is this a game for you?
Sometimes you find yourself in a professional niche kind of accidentally. For a while, I hunted bounties, and then that kind of turned into just finding people. Because it turns out people go missing fairly often.
Last time was a Cambion.
I don't think I was there for that one.
No, last time for me.
Recap, but Wendy, you just made me laugh really hard, so you get inspiration.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, last time, or a couple days ago, there was a girl who went missing, but it turns out that she went to go marry a drow lover of hers, and then that was a whole thing.
Oh, good
but
for
yeah,
her.
This is indeed what I have found myself doing. I have no more things to say on this subject, so all good. Want to go talk to the guy in charge and see why people are missing? It pays.
Considering the last time I joined you for missing people, there was an artifact involved, I think I shall join you on this one as well. I can always search for more later.
I heard coins, so I'm in.
All right, let's go. A hobbit and a halfling pointed me in the direction of a house, so we're going to try that first, and if that doesn't work, we're finding somebody more helpful.
So as you walk in that direction, I'll give you some real out text.
Ooh.
The 5 cities were once a triumph of civilization. Now, 500 years after their unification, they're not much grander than any other one-horse town on the edge of the hot, arid Duroc Plateau. The fabled terrace farms and vineyards are dry, and the magnificent buildings are ruins. The desert is reclaiming the town, and there are almost as many feral jackals as there are people. So you find this town, this house, fairly easily, and you are welcomed by a middle-aged man with copper skin, and he is balding. He introduces himself as Alexandros Dukas, and a small, very slender girl is next to him with a bird-like nose, almost bird-like bones. And Shy, you recognize this girl as the one that you saw in the library. Alexandros says, "Please come in. Are you here to guard my daughter?" "I'm so sorry. This is my daughter. This is Ismene."
Right, that was the job. Yeah.
It's very nice to meet you.
She nods and then kind of pointedly picks up a book and curls up in the corner and starts to read.
I think this guarding job will be fairly easy if she keeps doing that.
Yeah, is there why do you think she's gonna go missing? She seems pretty, present.
"Why don't we go to the fountain? It's much cooler there." And whoa, my light just dimmed. I hope I don't lose power.
Ominous. How old is the girl also?
18.
Okay.
He takes you through a lavish house, especially compared to the, falling apart library and the sand-covered places that you've seen before. And in the middle, there is a shaded courtyard with a beautiful, gleaming, small fountain. He says, "Here, we can have a seat in the shade, have some cool drinks. I'll level with you. Over the last year, 24 young people have gone missing from the 5 cities, all approximately as Nina's age. I will not have my daughter disappear. I'll give you each 50 gold per month. Although, if you find the cause of these disappearances, which is what I would really enjoy, I'll give you an additional 500 gold. Not each, of course, to share amongst the 3 of you.
Are you sure it's not each? Because, I mean, that's 10 months worth of guarding, but a lifetime's worth of security.
He kind of laughs heartily. Says, I like the way you think, young lady, but unfortunately, the 5 cities are not as wealthy as they once were, and I don't rule them. I merely oversee the council. I'm an elected official. I don't receive all of the taxes. I can't afford 1,500 gold.
Okay.
He offered us drinks. What are we drinking?
You are offered cool, clear water with limes and muddled mint.
So it's
First of
like a
all,
mojito, but not fun.
delicious.
Seems very refreshing.
If you'd like something sweeter, I can have something made with agave, perhaps something. You wanted something more fun? I can have
It's fine.
some spices put in it.
No, this is fine. Thanks.
It's
Yeah,
just
I think
interesting.
Shy has been exchanging glances with Adara, just kind of like looking at the surroundings, harkening back to the village as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the comment about the taxes, and it's just like, maybe not all of the taxes, but it looks like quite a bit have ended up here.
Sure does.
Mhm.
Do I believe him when he says that he can't afford 1,500 gold?
You mean insight check?
Sure. What is that? Where is that? There we go. Nat 1, so 6.
Yeah, you believe him.
All right, fine. I guess even rich people can be poor.
He's not poor, he's just broke, right?
Yeah.
Like poor for rich people.
It's like you say that you're an elected official, but that you oversee a council. Are each of the council members elected?
Oh, yes. There's a. Wow, he's British now. Says, yes, the 5 cities historically have been run by an elected council. There's a representative from each city and then an overseer. They're all elected from the populace. Anyone over the age of 25 is eligible, and anyone over the age of 25 is who votes. There was a little bit of a hullabaloo about that, but it's mostly died down, I believe.
Do you think about how perhaps some of those that have disappeared maybe wish to become more involved in their community before they turn 25?
Of course, but why would they?
Why would
they
They
have
don't
to
know
live
anything
here.
of the world yet. They can't inherit. They're practically children. I mean, look at his Minnie. And she kind of just looks up from over her book and then goes back to reading.
Does
She
she
seems
have
quite studious.
Does she make an expression at all, or is she just like?
She kind of looks up surprised to hear her name.
Okay.
She seems very well read. You could probably do worse.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well. Yeah, she's studious, all right. Come, Ismene, come over here and be polite. She folds up the book and says, "Of course, Father." Welcome to our home. I'm so glad that you're going to be guarding me. And curtsies.
I want to insight check this.
Yeah.
Because I know,
Yeah.
as Shy, she would be annoyed being called over while reading a book. Yeah. Um, insight.
Can I insight her too, or
Yeah.
okay?
May I also, or
That's
is my nat one still applying?
No, you could do it.
Okay.
I
16.
got a 9.
Ooh. 16 also. Synergy.
Because I rolled like shit, you all are aware that this is clearly a performance of some kind.
Mm.
Like, she is not quite as, she doesn't seem quite as gung-ho about what her dad says as she is saying she is.
Wow, who could have seen this coming?
Mm-hmm.
An 18-year-old woman who thinks for herself.
What? In an uncaged adventure?
What?
So, I think Idara would probably want to kind of refocus the conversation on like the people going missing and like what other, like, do they have other shared traits aside from being about the same age? Do they, like, is there a pattern? Like, it switches cities around?
It's like, I probably would ask Ismini if she knew any of the ones that had gone missing.
Yeah.
Sure. So, first, Idara, are you asking Alexandros or Ismene?
I think Idara's probably asking Alexandros because in her head she wants to get the information that she can out of this guy and then like leave his presence.
Okay.
So she's just trying to like check all the boxes of things she's can think of and then is going to be like, all right, you're dismissed.
Okay. This is, well, you know, they're all young people, generally rabble rousers, if you ask me, but, you know, not bad sort. They weren't breaking anything. They were good citizens. They were just had interesting pursuits. They didn't want to be farmers. They were interested in poetry, and he kind of side-eyes his Mene and says engineering and architecture and art. And she just kind of smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
it's like...
says, yes, they were troublemakers, weren't they, Father?
Good to know. Do they go missing regularly? Like one a week? Is there a consistent period of time between disappearances? Or has nobody paid attention to that? So you look confused now that I've asked this question.
No, it's been about 2 months, so every 2 weeks.
All right. Who was the most recent person to go missing? From this city, I guess. I don't know. How far away are the other cities? Is it reasonable to travel to them to ask people questions, or are they...
Yeah, you could. They're all fairly close.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'd just ask who the most recent person to go missing is.
Oh, well, it was, us. Well, they were an activist, I believe. Yes, very politically minded person.
Do they have like a name? People who knew them personally?
He kind of looks at his Mene and says, What was their name? What was their name? She kind of looks at him. I believe that was Dart, Father.
Dart, like the thing you throw?
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes, oh yes, that was it. That was it. Always sticking their nose into places they didn't belong.
So, it just kind of like going to Dara. So, possibly these people are being taken out of the picture because they're causing trouble for someone in particular, pointedly not looking at the father at this point.
Like,
But
is this like an aside so he hopefully can't hear us? So like speaking hushedly.
oh, Shy doesn't care if he hears.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then knowing that we're speaking at a normal conversation volume, Adara would probably just go, "Yep." Anyway, does anyone else have any questions for Alexandros?
You know, most people call me Counselor Ducat, but I feel like we're friends, and you may call me Alexandros, my dear. You know what? I'll leave the three of you to get acquainted with my darling girl. And he kind of pats his meme on the head. So if you want any drinks, just give a call. We'll have some brought out to you, or feel free to wander the grounds, get to know the city, of course, and don't let this one out of your sight.
All right, thanks.
He heads inside. And Ismene promptly picks up her book and goes back to the corner in the shade and curls up and begins to read again.
You know what? Shy will also curl up next to her with her own book and just kind of like try and broach a casual, quiet book reader type conversation.
While they're doing this, Idara immediately starts making a perimeter just to see if anybody's like hanging out to eavesdrop.
I will do the same. Go opposite from where Idara goes.
Why don't the two of you give me a perception check?
Sure. Ooh, I will take that nat 20 instead of that 2. Thank you, advantage. 25.
Temperance?
18.
Okay. You both see some servants, but they don't seem to be like particularly interested in what you're doing. They're kind of cooking. There's some bringing papers for Alexandros to sign and kind of just going about business.
All right.
So Shy, what kind of things do you say to have a book reader conversation?
Yeah, it's like just after every page or so, ask a casual question or make a comment about the town in particular. Such as, kind of rough that you have to wait 7 more years before you could have a say in how you live in this place.
She kind of eyes you cautiously and then just nods.
Do you think perhaps some of those that disappeared just maybe left?
She folds her book fur and she folds her book and sits up and leans a little closer to you and says, I know they did.
Oh, really? Are you sure?
They're with a Noxie.
Is this
Who's
a
that?
name or... I mean, it does a ping Shy's memory, and it's just like... She'll ask, who is a Noxie?
So I should have said this earlier because you all started basically in chapter 2, which was in the market. You would have seen friezes around the marketplace and the library, as well as inside this house, of a Lamia. Some labeled Enoxy, the unifier of cities.
Oh.
And all of the friezes have depicted Enoxy's exile.
So...
Enoxy the Great, Anoxi the Disgraced, who offended a goddess.
Okay, that's different. And probably something Shy might know the history of a bit.
Yeah, give me a history check. Almost pugmired it and said give you a no history check because I don't know what game I'm playing.
It's part of the fun.
All right, that would be a 16.
Okay, so what you have heard is that 500 years ago, Anoxi was a human who united 5 squabbling towns into a thriving desert settlement known as the 5 Cities. Anoxi was a great engineer who transformed these settlements into rich, fertile places. They also provided law and trouble, and they offended a goddess by sleeping with the goddess's husband and were exiled and transformed into an abomination.
Okay, so this is either a person who has taken the name, or we'll say the writers of history probably had a hand in it. It's like we can't completely trust the account of the history on this, but the 5 cities do exist, and if this person exists, that is very interesting.
Ismene kind of leans forward and says, I've studied Anoxi, and they weren't cursed. They were kicked out for making too many changes. Just like all of my friends and all the other young people, we want to make changes around here. I mean, the water's drying up, and we deserve the right to vote. We deserve the right to speak our own mind, to have a voice in our community. But Anoxi was expelled, and they called out for help, and a demon answered and transformed them, and now they're calling to us and helping us and providing a sanctuary for us out in the desert where we can be artists and engineers and scholars. They're not just a unifier of cities, they're a unifier of people.
That sounds amazing on the surface. Forgive me for being skeptical, but in general, when someone sets up something that sounds like a utopia, sometimes they aren't completely doing so with a pure purpose in mind.
Noxie is a hero.
I would feel much better if I knew this Noxie in person in order to make that sort of judgment.
Well, I've never met them, but I've read that they were quite the person.
That does lend some weight. Although history is sometimes written by very fallible people. I think this would be a good thing to investigate.
She hands you her book, and it's a history of the irrigation systems.
Ah.
And she says, I've been trying to reconstruct the ancient irrigation systems. My father thinks it's stupid, but none of it is concrete. But I know that if I can talk to Anoxi, then I could bring it here. So if I just study with Anoxi, then I could learn how they did it. And then I could bring it here and fix everybody's water problems.
That sounds like a fantastic solution. More water would definitely help the 5 cities.
From,
Does your father object to you traveling, or is it
Well, I'm not allowed to go anywhere except the library. And even that is I had to fight for that one.
Oh, that is an issue. And we have to protect you.
From like 15 feet away, Idara just is like, sure would be a shame if you went missing and we had to go after you. But you know, I'm not here. Don't pay attention to me.
Sure would be a shame if.
I'm definitely not eavesdropping.
Temperance, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking about that book with the water.
Okay.
As if that water could get flowing again. Find that halfling. Collect.
The blessing worked.
But also, I'm very interested in this Anoxi person. They sound very interesting.
I'll write it in the chat. There we go. And at a point, Ismene just kind of sighs and says, well, not like anything will come of it anyway, but it was nice meeting the 3 of you. Enjoy guarding me.
Feel like it'd be... So, did what I say, like, did you get it? It just seems like maybe you didn't.
I think what Yasmine means is that she doesn't think she's going to be among one of those kidnapped.
Do you know... Idara will come closer at this point now that, like, she's participating in the conversation, so she's not just, like, yelling across the courtyard. Do you know how to find them, or have they been finding your friends and just kind of spiriting them away?
She looks down and says, I wouldn't know where to go, even if I wanted to.
I'm gonna insight check that just in case.
I also want to, because that sounds like a lie.
Ooh, that is a natural 19, and that's 25.
Okay.
8. Not rolling so hot.
Idari, you believe this. It seems legit to you.
Maybe if she read fewer books about aqueducts and more books about wilderness tracking skills, she'd be able to find him.
Shy, she is clearly full of shit to you.
Well, whenever you want to go to the library, just let me know. I'll come with, since that's not really Adara's favorite place.
Not even a little bit. But, Temperance, maybe if you wanted to do something more interesting than hang out in a library, we could go try and talk to, I don't know, the parents of people who have gone missing?
Yeah, Dart.
Yeah.
Wherever they hung around before they went missing.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Better than a library for sure. No offense. You seem very connected.
Just feels like maybe the way that Dart left isn't going to be in a book, but I'm sure you'll find something useful, so, you know. She
says,
maybe a history of plumbing. Who knows? So exciting.
Oops, everyone in the party today's an asshole. Perfect. We don't have any tiefling to tell us to be nice. It's great.
I love it. She kind of picks up her book again and says, well, I'm sure I'll run out of a library book at some point.
Yeah, it's like, no, Shy's sticking to her like glue. And whenever she picks out a new book, I'm sure Shy is picking out another one as well.
So night falls, and Ismene is stupid easy to guard. Like, this girl does not go anywhere. If Adara and Temperance
Shy would probably pull Adara to the side at one point when Temperance is watching her and just go, yeah, she's full of shit. She knows exactly where and how those kids are disappearing to. I'm just going to stick to her like glue. That way, if she gets taken, I probably will too.
Good call, Idara says, after processing for a second that once again a child has successfully lied to her.
Yeah, I'm really glad that she is full of shit, because honestly, if that would be the most boring teenager I've ever met.
and Shy just kind of gives
She's
her a
me
look.
as a teenager.
Aww.
I mean, not really.
I was thinking that would be Shy as a teenager too, so just glaring daggers right now.
Oh, no offense. Sorry.
But if Adara and Temperance, you want to go talk to Dart's family, you are more than welcome to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They live on a farm in the city, just outside of the square. And you can find them pretty easily. Everybody, even though it's like 5 cities, they're very small and everybody knows everybody.
All right.
So you see a couple standing outside a farm. One of them is trying to hoe, and the soil is just so dry. It's clear that like nothing is coming.
Mm.
I know farming.
Hello. Are you available to talk about your missing kid?
The tragedy, so deep we feel it in our hearts and souls.
Oh, good. What a good pair.
He throws down his hoe and wow, clip that, and lights a pipe. Says, yeah, I'm not making any headway anyway. And goes over to his husband, who is in a rocker out on the front. What can I get you, travelers? Do you want anything to drink? What brings you to town? Certainly not our shining vistas.
Well, we are employed as personal guards to one of the noble lord's children, but we had heard about missing youngsters. Just figured as a professional courtesy we should follow up on that, and we heard the tragic news of your child. We are so, so sorry.
Yeah.
The one smoking kind of puts his hand on his husband's shoulder, and you see that the one in the rocker is red-eyed, like he's been crying. The one in the rocker kind of strokes his beard and looks up at you. I don't know why they left. The farm works hard. I don't know if they were taken. But our Bartholomew is gone.
Bartholomew? Good.
I'm gonna mask my
Family
snort with
name.
a sob.
Idara does not mask nearly as well. Just. Mm-hmm. I'm so sorry.
Something in my throat. Mm.
I told them not to agitate the older folks in town. They kept pushing for the vote, hanging out with those singers, academics, saying that everybody should get a say, putting up posters that their artist friends were making. Told them that's how kids get took, and they didn't listen.
Do you think the older folks had something to do with this then?
The one in the rocking chair just puts his head in his hands. I don't even know anymore. At this point, sorry, I just saw him chat. You heard the tragedy of Bartholomew the Wise.
No.
The one smoking the pipes is, you ask me, and I hate to say this, honey, I hate to say this. It's those damn jackals. Those jackals keep coming into town. The kids are getting et because they don't have the good sense to stay away from a dog. Dog you don't know is a dog that's going to bite you.
All right. Good theory. We'll add it to the list.
At this point, the one in the rocker just gets up and goes inside. And the one with the pipes, he doesn't like it when I say our kid got eaten by dogs. But I really think that's the way. He didn't mind so much when I said our neighbor's kids were eaten by dogs.
Oh, so your neighbor's kid also?
Yeah. Ambrosia, she was a poet. She and Dart were friends, like, and I told her not to pet those damn jackals.
So
she kept saying she could tame them.
Where was the last, or when was the last time anyone saw Dart?
We had dinner, and then, well, Ralphie goes to bed early because he wakes up early, and he said Dart was still up reading. I went out to have a few drinks, came back, they were both asleep. Where I assumed Dart was, his door was closed, and then I woke up the next morning and they were gone.
All right. Would it be okay if we talked to Ralphie?
Well, he just went inside. He was all upset.
Oh, sorry. That makes sense.
That's okay. He didn't properly introduce himself. I didn't either.
Yeah. I'm Adara.
I'm Alphonse.
Okay. I like to imagine that canonically happens at the same time after a weird awkward pause.
Yep.
This is Temperance.
Hello.
Aren't you hot running around in those iron clothes?
It's a little uncomfortable, but we get by.
I'd offer you some water, but well, I could offer you some cactus juice, maybe. Does some tricky things to some folks' head, but you might be okay.
I would definitely drink that.
Yeah, I'm newly intrigued.
Give me just a second. And he goes out in the around the back of the house and comes back wearing gloved hands and holding almost like bowl-shaped cacti.
So while he's gone, can I check in with Temperance real quick and just be like,
feel free.
Thoughts so far?
Yeah, all these kids, they're into reading.
Yeah, I fucking hate it when kids care about things and art and shit. I mean, it kind of sounds like, if assuming that they were actually sleeping, then kind of sounds like maybe they got up and left in the middle of the night, as opposed to were eaten by jackals.
Yeah, those jackals look small and sickly. There's no way they ate a kid. They would be running around town looking a lot happier with themselves.
Mm-hmm. All right. Good. Glad we're on the same page so far.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So these cactus juice.
Yeah, he comes back and goes, I call it quenchy.
Mm-hmm.
Want some quench juice?
Sure.
It'll quench you.
Good.
And give me a con save, both
Sure.
of you.
Maybe this is the time I will roll above a 3 tonight. 15.
Okay.
More than 3.
That is also a 15 for me.
Okay. So for both of you, colors get very vibrant and the air feels much cooler. But nothing else is very odd. And he kind of just looks at you and goes,
It's good stuff.
Are you secretly a tiefling? Because you're like bluish right now, and it's very cool.
no, ma'am. But
Again,
and she's good for it. What ails you?
All right. Would we be able to check out Darts's room at all? I understand if that's maybe, something you're not comfortable with us doing, but we're professionals at finding missing people and want to help.
Give me a persuasion check.
Glad it's me doing this and not the paladin. All right, +0. Let's go. Hey, nat 20! The highest I can roll. Oh, thank God. Thank you, sparkly D20.
Well, you seem like good girls. You can handle your quenchy. I don't see why not.
Okay.
I
was very worried I was going to have to ask the paladin to break into someone's house.
So Shy, you've been hanging out with Ismene. She is pretty much, this is an incredibly dull, although maybe for you fun, guard job. All she does is read in a corner, read by the fountain, read while she eats.
Oh yeah, this is great. I mean, getting more reading done than I have on any other job with Adara.
She will talk to you about history of the desert, if you want to know. Or
oh yes, all of the history.
Yeah. She says, the jackals just started coming in the last year or so.
Oh really? That's a bit unusual. I mean, it's unusual for jackals to come into cities this far. Generally, they stay on the outskirts from what I've witnessed.
They must be looking for food. There's been more all the time, like more and more each month.
That is worrisome. It means that there's been a substantial shift in the ecosystem here.
That's why I'm trying to fix the water. Maybe it won't just help us. Maybe it can help the whole desert.
That is very true. So let me see if I could try and figure out something about these aqueducts, see if we can try and fix those. And I imagine they exchange books.
Okay. I love that. So Gwen stepped away, but I will say, so we can stick with this for a little bit. Yeah, there's not, I would say this is a dry as a bone book, and anyone but Shy would hate it. Like, this is very scientific engineering texts. to the point where I don't even know how to describe it because I don't science.
It's almost another language. So Shy at this point is deciphering and is having the time of her life.
And occasionally Ismene interjects and is like, see, I can't get down there. I know it's so far below the earth, but I think if I could just see it, that's something that I could maybe do. I don't really know.
Are there any natural wells or caverns that might go down far enough that we could possibly get more of an idea?
No, I wish I just wish I could meet Anoxie. They seem like such a genius.
That is true.
I don't know how they did it. Maybe it was magic?
That is entirely possible. There are several ancient spells that some of my order I've been researching that have absolutely that have been lost. I mean, they have knowledge of the effects, but for some reason, the actual workings of them have not been recorded, which is unfortunate. But if this Anoxie lived during that time period, then perhaps. But since you don't know where she is, then I don't know how that will help us.
She kind of looks at you like she's scrutinizing you.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, I guess it can't be helped. And then just starts writing down on her notes next to her book.
Mm-hmm. I guess it can't. Yeah, I'm gonna insight check that.
Okay.
But I'm still kind of playing along at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be a 23.
So you get kind of mixed feelings from her. Like the idea that she doesn't actually know where Anoxie is, but she could find out.
Mm-hmm. It's like, if someone were to say, find out where this Anoxie person is, maybe get a message to her. Maybe she has some books.
Then,
Oh, them. I'm terribly sorry.
I don't know how you would do that. I mean, they must be so ancient and wise. Would they even use messengers? They must be over 500 years old.
What if the jackals are the messengers?
Well, if I were that old, I think, especially for places that aren't really welcoming to me, that perhaps I'd have either spies or some kind of messenger.
She says, that would be quite intelligent. That does seem like it would be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, go ahead.
Oh, I was just like, granted, this might not be what they would use, but I would probably use some sort of magical construct. Or if I made some friends that I really trusted.
She says, well, and she kind of looks at you closely and says, we all like having friends we can trust. and then picks up her book and goes back to reading.
Ominous.
I'm getting some vibes here.
So Adara and Temperance, you are led into the small farmhouse. And you see there's like a stove in the middle of the house, a small, and two doors off to the side. I was going to say a small table, and I just skipped over that word entirely. Both doors are shut. And the man smoking leads you in and he says, "Don't disturb Ralphie. He's probably in there asleep."
Mm-hmm.
Or he's been a bit poorly since, Dart was eaten by jackals.
We'll stay quiet. Thanks. Which door?
And he points to the other one.
Okay.
We left it just the way they did.
Good. That'll help.
What a beautiful blessing to their memory.
He can't.
Perfect.
You can't, I can't.
Whew. So the door is unlocked.
Good.
And as you open it, just like heat billows out. This room is hot. This whole farmhouse is hot. But because it's been shut up for days, like there has been no breeze in here.
Mm.
It's
Good.
hot and dry.
Good thing we resist fire because we're tieflings.
Right?
Ah. I need that real life superpower. It's too hot here.
Same.
Um.
I'm like dying in this room.
All right. So I assume we both go in. Close the door just in case the sight of us like rifling through everything this kid has ever had is upsetting to the parents. What's
Yeah,
in
give me
here?
an investigation check.
Sure. $14.
22.
Ooh.
Yeah, Temperance. So, Adara, you find a couple posters that say like 18 is old enough. Vote. Temperance, you find what could only be described as a manifesto
Sweet.
that
Bad.
that details how just like the water is being mysteriously drained, the youth and the lifeblood of the 5 cities are being drained by denying the youth or the young citizens the right to vote. And it goes on in that metaphorical fashion for quite some time, relating water to rights as citizens.
All right, I will show this to Adara. Check this out. The youths are angry.
Oh, I'm proud of them. Anything in there about like, and this is why I am leaving tonight to these coordinates? Or
Nope.
well, that'd make it too easy then. Okay. That's good to know. We might, I don't know, there's no real reason to hang on to that, I guess. You can put it back and maybe encourage some people to start reading it. I don't know.
I guess. Maybe drop it in the street or something.
Yeah.
Hi, Sansa.
Ooh. You're fine.
You're fine.
I'm so sorry.
No, we love dogs on this show.
There are fireworks and she hates them.
Oh no.
So.
There's fireworks everywhere, like every night.
Yep. But yeah, I think Idara would probably spend some more time combing through Darts' stuff just because, like, you know, in the last missing persons case, she found a very convenient map to, like, where that missing person was headed, just hanging out in her room. So, like, maybe we'll find the same thing here. But I understand if we don't, because that'd be too easy. Yeah.
You don't really find anything else.
Okay.
Dart just seems very politically minded. And that's all that you find in here.
Okay.
So unless there's anything else you want to do in here, I will skip ahead.
I think I'm good. Christina, are you good?
Yeah, feeling good.
Okay. So another night falls. And late at night, you're disturbed by the sound of someone in the courtyard.
By the way, Shy would not have left her side.
Don't you sleep?
She could take a point of exhaustion.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, if we're supposed to be guarding this kid, and we know that the last one went missing at night, like...
Yeah.
And plus, Shy knows she's full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Perception.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these unicorn dice have been doing really well. 21.
Okay.
Nice.
So you notice Ismene pretending very hard that she is asleep. And then at some point sneaking out of bed.
Yeah, we'll turn off her horns and follow.
Okay.
I imagine she probably turned her horns off earlier because there were probably complaints about not being able to sleep with the lights on.
Can Shy sleep if her horns are on?
Probably.
I would be very like, what is that about your horns?
It's like, oh, the Order of the Bright Horns. They come in very useful when dungeon delving and reading obscure texts late at night.
Okay.
I mean, Shy also has dark vision like the rest of us, so it's mostly for show.
Well, it looks
they're
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah, they're pretty.
And an indication of my order.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. I get that. I mean, my horns aren't an indication of should I put stuff on there, like religious stuff on the horns? Is that a thing?
Idara's just behind Shy, like...
Some do, but most don't. It's just... Some have called the bright horns a bit unusual.
Oh, really?
I love that you're having this conversation while the girl you're guarding is clearly snuck out.
Yeah, I think this is probably earlier,
You
right?
were flashing back a little bit.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of... Well, we just have a reputation of ferreting out secrets and things people don't want us to know about. So,
Oh.
in an effort to clarify the situation whenever we are on scene, we decided to be very overt with our it's traditional. Let's just say that.
I respect that. Cool. Hey, where's that kid?
Yeah.
Okay.
She left like 2 minutes ago.
Anyway, the We'll then follow said kid, evidently, probably to the courtyard, like you said.
Yeah, you see.
Kicking
Let's
at
say
Adar's
everybody
door on the way.
give me a stealth check.
Is that kick enough for Idara and Temperance to join too?
Oh yeah, everybody
All
give me
right.
a stealth check.
23. In my element.
It's a 3.
I was about to say 10 on mine, so yeah.
Well, that's fun. Okay,
That is fun.
so Adara,
I'll just peel off from the rest of the group, maybe.
you have a moment to see Ismene whispering to and petting a jackal that transforms into a woman.
I knew it.
Ismene takes this woman into her arms and they begin to kiss.
Forest lesbians of the desert.
When suddenly Temperance and Shy clank up behind you. The jackal woman immediately reverts back into being a jackal and sprints off into the desert. Larissa looks at you, please, or Ismene, please, no. Actually, I will say, wait, first. What you had heard her whisper, Adara,
Mm-hmm.
because you were so sneaky. You had heard Ismene say she was ready to go, but that leaving her father behind was hard.
Mm.
And because I can't read, the jackal woman does not flee, but just turns into a jackal and begins to growl.
I mean, we already saw your party trick. You don't... I guess be in whatever form is most comfortable. But also, hello. Idara will say, like, once Shy and Temperance break stealth.
Ismene goes, look, Larissa, please don't go. Okay, I probably owe you an explanation, but please don't hurt her. Don't hurt her. She's
We have no intention of hurting anyone.
Why do people just assume this about us? How rude, honestly.
Maybe because we're adventurers and we have weapons on us at all times. I'm just pointing out that...
The armor is a look, I guess.
We're getting off topic. So you are going to join the group. Ismene.
no. And she puts her head on the jackal and says, yeah.
I mean, we're supposed to guard you. So if you decide to go, we're just going to come along with, if that's... I mean, that is what's probably going to happen here, right?
You wouldn't tell my father?
No. I mean,
considering what Adara said about the last time, something very similar to this seems to have happened.
oh yeah, I don't think you heard this story, but like literally 3 days ago, I was tasked with finding a missing girl who like ran off to marry her significant other, and her father was like, she's gone missing, and then I and my compatriots had to be like, no, she's just married, and so that's kind of that's the precedent that I'm working with. Not just gonna assume that because you're not home anymore doesn't mean that you're missing.
At this, the jackal turns back into a woman. She is short, stocky, and really good looking, like buff. And she says, I'm Larissa. If you man I trust you, then I can take you to Inoxia as well. But otherwise, if you hurt Larissa, the desert is deadly.
I'm assuming she meant if you hurt Ismene.
Ismene, yeah. Sorry, I can't talk.
I think that's fair.
Does she look also within the age range of 18 to 24, Larissa? Okay. Sure. Is that jackal thing like new, or is that something you've always been able to do?
She kind of just crosses her arms and looks at you. And Ismene says, oh, it's really wonderful. Larissa's a jackal wear.
Oh, okay.
Most of the jackals in the city are.
All right.
Aha.
I don't really have any follow-up questions. That kind of answers the mystery. It's neat.
Yep. I think our concern is that we should go with you, make sure that you are safe in your destination, and then that way we can come back to your father and say, she's not harmed, but she has decided to live elsewhere.
And maybe also say that for all of the other people who are missing and have grieving families because their families think that they were eaten by local wildlife.
Oh, you didn't mention that before. Yeah, we should probably dissuade people of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crappy. Everyone's all sad and stuff. It's not good.
At that, Larissa just kind of spits on the ground and says, we do not eat people.
See, we know that, but it would be good to tell other people that too.
She says, sometimes Inoxi may take sacrifices or, courtiers who displease her. But courtiers who displease them, but that is their right. Shall we go?
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather like to know more about what the whole courtiers that displease, what that entails when you take them.
Yeah, we can also walk and talk if we want.
Yes.
But I also want to know what the fuck that means.
Because that phrase is concerning.
Some are ungrateful for Inoxi's charity. They're disposed of, and that is Inoxi's right. It is their realm. And Ismene is just kind of like, yeah.
I'd like clarification on disposed of. I mean, are they cast out? Are they killed?
Why did you call them courtiers? These are the questions we have.
Shall we go?
Yeah, I think we'll have to see this for ourselves.
Temperance, you in?
I'm in. A little wary of this courtier feeding to, not feeding to jackals, but getting rid of, but I'll listen.
Good news is, because it's day 2, that means we each get 100 gold, and also 500 gold to split.
Granted, with courtiers and the like that are displeasing, we have an alternate route if she needs them disposed of that we can inform her of. We know someone.
Anti-fish life.
Yeah, there's like a boarding school run by a hag for reforming people who maybe suck. But also, I'm gonna leave a note just so that nobody thinks that we've run off with you. Just like before we leave, scribble out something. Just sort of like, gone to
We're in-
investigate the missing people. As many came with dash Adara.
Sounds good.
Leave it on the court fountain or something.
Wow, look how easy that was to leave a note.
Helpful too.
Meanwhile, as soon as we leave, a breeze comes along.
Adara puts like a small rock or something on it. Like it might take them a while to find it, but she's done her due diligence.
So the land around the 5 cities is parched and arid. Spires of red rock jut from the cracked earth. Rocky crags and dry riverbeds offer temporary shade. Occasionally, the flash of a jackrabbit or lizard breaking from cover provides a welcome sign of life. There are camels that you can purchase on your way out of town. They will need to be fed and watered.
Were they planning on taking camels?
No.
So my thinking is that if the regular mortal humans can do it, then it's probably not that bad of a walk. And the people with class level should be fine. But team thoughts?
Let me check something.
I mean, I'd have to dip into the roof budget.
How expensive are the camels?
How much are camels? Is
And
that
how
a
often?
player's handbook?
How often can you say, I rode a camel today? Like, that's pretty cool.
Camels. Equipment. 50 gold.
Oh,
Nope.
that's a whole great sword.
Especially since we'd have to buy extra food and water.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, I don't think Shy planned for being out in the middle of the desert and did not take an appropriate spell.
I will tell you now, you will need 2 pints of water per hour of daytime activity
For the camels or for us?
for you.
Ah.
Okay, so we are purchasing extra water then.
Mm-hmm.
You can also fill it at the fountain.
Do either of you have create water or anything by any chance?
That's what I was saying as appropriate spells.
I have purify and I create, so we can get some nasty water. I can make it not nasty.
And I have detect potion, poison and disease, but
All right, well, yeah, we can buy water.
Okay. You have so much money, I'm not even going to ask you.
Yeah, we got a lot of money. I
just
think
tell us how much gold we lose on that.
10.
Okay.
sure.
It's like a fuck ton of water.
Great, now we are the camel.
Oh, yeah. Draz said the necklace you got from Adventure means you don't suffer the effects of extreme
Oh, yeah.
heats for one person.
I think that's on Euphoria if we don't want it, like, because that's the one that also grants bonuses on charisma checks versus Fae. So I was like, this is useless on me. So, ow.
Oh, well. So, anybody who wants can give me a survival check to see how long it'll take you to get to Enoxes.
You know, I'll try that.
Can I assist
Sure.
as a practiced adventurer?
Yes.
Watch the stars or some shit?
Thank you, because that was a non-natural 20 instead of 8.
Ah! Teamwork.
All right.
Nice.
So, normally this takes 2 days, but you will get there by nightfall in 1.
Yeah.
And let's see. you head out, and it is so hot, particularly y'all are resistant to fire, so it's not as bad for you as it is for Ismene, who is clearly having a rough time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
But-
it's the humidity that's the worst, and that's not an issue in the desert.
Yeah. But for Temperance in that chainmail, it is not fun.
I will be kind of slowly kind of chanting under my breath. Death can take me any time. Death can take me any time. I still have long yet to live. You too, Ismena. Death can take you any time.
Is that supposed to be comforting?
It's not? Oh, sorry.
I mean, if it comforts you, that's all right.
Yeah, it sounded a little more like a threat at first, but I didn't want to say anything because, like, if that's your prayer, then that's your prayer. But
Sorry. I'll keep it inside.
all right.
It's like Ophelia would have been comforted by that one. We'll have to tell her about that.
Oh, I don't want her to know that one.
He sounds enlightened.
She grew up in a graveyard. She's got interesting opinions on death.
Really?
Yeah.
So the sun is close to setting when you realize two things. First off, the air is harder to breathe. And secondly, you can no longer see birds in the sky. Deep red clouds rise off the earth to the north. There's a sandstorm coming.
Mm.
Oh, that does not seem good.
Ahead of you to the east, there's a shallow ravine that would provide some shelter. To the south, the ruin of a building. Time is ticking. It's time for the first map.
Wait, there's a ruin?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for the first map. Also, which direction were we coming from?
I put an arrow.
Ah.
I want to go to the ruin. I'm sorry, there's a ruin.
So, this is a race between you and the storm,
Mm-hmm.
which I designated by clouds, but just imagine that it's coming closer. So, it's my beautiful map, and that ravine that is a black bar, because I didn't know how else to depict a ravine other than a big black hole. So, you can give me athletics checks to run. For each success, you're going to get a point. The ravine is 12 points away. And the ruined building is 18 points away. But you do start with a 3-point lead.
Okay. Are we all making individual athletics checks?
You can, if you would like to help someone, then I will take the average of your checks
Okay.
for both of you.
I'm gonna throw out there that I'm really strong and cool and great at athletics.
Yeah, less great at athletics here. It's still a little bit, but not that much.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going for the ruin.
I think Shai is going to be helping Adara.
You
Yeah.
mean the other way around, Shai's getting helped by Adara?
Yeah.
I imagine like Shai thinks that she's helping, has grabbed onto the back of Adara's jacket, and is going, that way's easier.
What about Temperance?
I'll cover the back. If I can help out Shy as well, I will
Okay.
do that. I'll just pull my shield up and kind of shield in the direction of the sandstorm.
Cool.
Do we need, like, mechanically to worry about our NPC friends? Are they going to be contributing, and or is it possible that we will lose them?
They are
Ooh,
fine.
yeah.
Okay.
Because Larissa is looking out for Ismene.
Okay.
So,
Are they heading to the ruins also, or are they going to the ravine?
I'm not telling you that.
All right.
Oh.
So, what is everyone's speed?
30.
30.
Mine's
30
at
for, 30 for everybody?
I think so.
the sheet says 20, but it should be 30.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're only wearing Chainmail, right? Not full
chain,
plate.
not-
Yeah, I'm not wearing full plate. I don't know what's up with that.
Okay. I was gonna say I've never heard of anybody with a speed of 20. That's
Yeah.
I have, but
No.
it's like gnomes.
Gnomes are
They're
still
25.
25.
Yeah. Gnome in full plate.
oh yeah. I was like, I play a lot of gnomes. I know they're 25. Okay. So since you are all helping each other out, everybody give me an athletics check and we'll take the average.
All right.
Here's where DM Jess gets to do a lot of math.
23.
Damn.
Draz doubted me, and then I rolled a 16.
14.
Okay.
12.
Okay. Cool.
So the fighter just grabs like each of your collars and just like Naruto runs with two people behind her. Like,
So you go a little bit ahead. You see the storm catching up to you. But let's see. I realized something kind of silly. Because it said you start with a 10-point lead, and then it was like, this is 12 points away, and that's 18 points away, and I realized I can't math that way. So here we go. All right, give me another one.
all right. 17. Lawful.
9.
8.
Okay. That's okay. Y'all still made it with 1 success.
Okay.
You can see the ravine a little bit closer now. You're still not there, but the storm is encroaching up on you. You can feel the sand whipping against the back of your hair, and it's getting harder and harder to see. Give me another one.
$21. I have a +7 to this.
Oh, okay.
They're not as impressive as they sound.
15.
Was that 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a 1?
8.
Okay, that's not so bad.
I switched dice too.
Oh no. Your dice are just like, we know Shy has asthma. Don't try to pretend she doesn't.
The storm is gaining, but for now, the ravine is getting closer. Not getting closer, you're just getting closer to it.
All right.
Let's go again.
Natural 20.
Hey.
Damn.
24. I can do math.
Okay.
7.
Well, we're shy.
Shy's
Okay.
helping.
Okay. I'm going to give you an extra success for that natural 20. 18. So that's plus 4. So next turn, you could make it to the ravine if you wanted. The storm is approaching, but you still have some time if you want to keep pushing it.
I'm okay to keep pushing it. This is probably, player cockiness, but like it seems
Come
fine
on,
so far.
let's keep pushing it. Yep.
Believe in ourselves.
I
Okay.
really want to see these ruins. Let's do it.
22.
Oh, man.
That's better. 17.
Okay.
11.
That's okay. Okay. 16. So that is 4. So you pass the ravine.
Do our NPC friends dive into the ravine?
They do not.
Okay.
Interesting.
You are so close to the shelter, you could be there next turn. The storm howls behind you. The dust swirls.
Nat 20!
Hey!
Hey! Oh, what a good night for this. The thing I like.
27?
Yeah, that's a 27. The thing I like
Okay.
extra about this is that there's so much glitter on this, like on the 20 part of the D20 that I can't even read it, and I have to webcam, please.
I
There we
love
go.
that.
Yeah, it's like impossible to read.
Well, 18.
Okay.
I unfortunately got I also critted, but 1.
So we cancel each other out.
Oy! Okay.
I am buried.
Can I, as part of my my nat 20, can I use my action surge as a fighter to just like have an extra action and like retrieve Temperance from her trip or something?
Yeah, sure.
It's a once per short rest, so like I'm expending a class resource on this.
Sure.
Hey.
I'm surprised none of you have used the dash action.
Oh, I
But-
just assumed we were.
Oh, I had no idea we could just. All right. Okay.
It's fine. So
I was not treating this like combat at all.
Yeah.
it is fine. Let's see. So you still got that was 10.
I just imagine us slowly walking out this storm.
Just like
now.
Yeah.
the storm like howls behind you.
We have to be
probably
action
make it.
heroes. We could probably make it. We don't need to rush ourselves.
Ugh.
It's a
Guys, this is really scary.
Ugh.
you just make it to the ruins and you see Larissa pull Ismene in. The storm is still approaching, but you are ahead of it. You know it's coming soon.
So
This building still has an almost whole roof. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you realize it must have been grand once. You can see weathered friezes on the wall and the crest of the 5 cities above the doorway. There were stairs leading to an upper floor, but they're blocked by rubble left when some upper wall collapsed. A section of the floor is rubble too. You hear it shift and see the first thick brown serpent slither from the debris. Let's roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
oh no.
Oh man.
22.
Oh, nice. I should get the stats for these things I just rolled initiative for.
You know what? Now is the best time for Shy to roll a 1, so that's just what happens. So her initiative is 2.
Oh.
You know what? That's a good time to roll initiative. I mean, to roll a 2. Sorry.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
I rolled a 2, but my initiative is 1.
Oh no.
Oh.
Okay. So we have Adara at 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled an 18. Dexy as heck.
I forgot to roll for. So do you want Larissa to help you because she can?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Idara would follow Larissa's lead on this.
Okay.
Just kind of knowing that a lot of times we get attacked by something that seems like it's going to be a monster and then turns out to be like a person that we should be talking to.
Okay.
Having learned from experience for the past like 23-ish adventures that she's been on.
Cool. So that is also a 16. And one day I will make this more fun. That is
For sure, if someone asked Ember to do a flip, she would just fall over.
The Temperance was a 3 and Shy was a 1, right? Or 2?
I'm a 1.
You're a 1. Oh, okay.
We
Shy
got that
was-
negative dex.
Oh, right. Okay. Shy is a 2. Temperance is 1. Cool. All right. So you see the first snake slithers out, Adara.
First, you say.
The first. And you see that it is very unlikely to be alone. In fact, give me a perception check.
Sure. 21.
You know that there are more than 6 snakes here.
Does it seem like a swarm, or does it just seem
It
like
is
a
not
lot
a
of
swarm.
snakes? Okay. At least there's that.
But one is significantly larger than the others.
Cool.
It's just not out to play yet.
All right. Neat. So am I up? Is this my turn?
Yep, you're up.
All right. I think first things first, Idara would say while taking out her scimitar to Larissa, are these with you or are they unfriendly?
I do not know them.
All right. Let me know now if you don't want to fight them. And then I'm going to move in to attack one.
Okay.
So unless I hear like a no, don't, then I'm just going to swing.
Just strike them down.
All right. So I'm going for one of the wussy looking ones.
Okay.
Just get their numbers down first. And I'm going to swing once with my scimitar, and then
Do it.
bonus action, bite with my teeth.
Gonna swat at a snake with a scimitar.
Yep. That is an aggregate 20 to hit.
Oh yeah, you hit that snake.
All right. So that is 11 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, you definitely injure that snake.
And then I wish to bite the snake.
Please do.
I'm going to go for the... I don't know if Adara knows the difference between venomous and poisonous, because she is not particularly good at nature, but she's going to go for the part that's probably not poisonous.
Okay.
Bite. So that is a 12 to hit.
You just hit.
Hey! All right. That is 6 points of piercing damage.
How do you destroy this snake?
God, probably just like skewer it with the scimitar and then like pick it up and like bite it in half. And I'm like, all right, one down.
I love it. All right. Another snake comes forward. And let's see. Actually, I'm going to have Larissa go first. She is going to stare at the snakes. And one of the snakes super fails a wisdom save. And you just see one of the snakes looking like it's about to strike. And then it just kind of curls up and falls asleep at Larissa's feet.
Aw.
The rest of the snakes are coming to bite several of you. So the first one is coming to bite Idara
Mm-hmm.
and totally doesn't.
All right, good talk.
The next one is coming after Temperance. And that one probably does. Let's see. Yep, 21. Okay. It doesn't do very much, though. That's 4 piercing damage.
Ouch. Okay.
One is going to go for Shy. And I assume not hit because that is a 4.
No.
Or no, it's a 6. It's a 6.
Still no.
Makes all the difference.
And then one is going to go for Adara again and not hit.
All right.
Because Adara's untouchable.
I'm immune to teeth. Teeth are my domain.
you see a rustling from under a pile of rags, and a giant constrictor snake emerges and starts to sway back and forth and hiss at you. It does not make a move at this time. I will say it gets a little bit closer, actually. But it is not attacking yet. Shy, you're up.
Okay. Going to summon her spiritual weapon. Because this is my favorite part of playing Shy.
Okay. You need some sex with a book.
Throw the book at them.
Yep, throw the book. She's going to throw the book at the one of the ones that is attacking Adara.
Okay.
At this point. And we'll try and hit. 17 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
So that's 12 points of... I think it's radiant damage for spiritual weapons.
Okay.
It's either radiant or force. Anyway.
Either way, that's going to severely injure a snake.
Alright. However, she's going to not move closer, and since that is a bonus action, she's going to attack the one at her feet with a mace.
Do it. Smack that snake.
Non-natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
And 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And that is her turn.
All right. Temperance.
All right, I'm going to pull out a long sword and going to smack the snake that attacked me. All right, the 17 to hit.
Oh, you hit.
Okay, sweet. All right, that's not as great. 2 damage to the snake. Yeah. That's what I got.
All right. Adara, back to you.
All right.
There is a grievously injured snake in front of you, an uninjured snake in front of you, a sleeping snake near you.
All right. In the interest of removing things from the board, I'm going to go after the injured one first.
Okay.
With my scimitar.
We don't need my shitty map up anymore if we don't want it. But we can do that after the break.
That is a 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah, you got it. These are unmagical snakes.
Good. That is 9 points of slashing.
So you again destroy a snake.
All right. It's just like a cool little like flick of the scimitar and then like slice right through it. And I'm gonna move up to the uninjured one and try to bite it.
Okay.
Just grab it with my hand, I guess. Yeah, that definitely hits. 24.
Yes, that hits.
Oh my god, I can't roll above a 1 on my bite damage. That's 6 points of piercing.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Cool. So Larissa looks at the unconscious snake and pulls out her scimitar and terribly whiffs. But it does not. Oh wait, she gets advantage because she is asleep. She hits that thing.
Okay, good.
I was like, wait, that's the whole point of it falling asleep. It stays asleep because Jackalware's sleep gaze is weird. Yeah, they only wake up if someone is shaken awake, not taking injury.
Oh man.
Isn't that weird?
What a mean thing.
I know. You have to be shaken awake. So then it takes 5 damage while it sleeps. And now it is Snack's turn. So one is going to attack each of you. One nips at Temperance and super misses.
Aha!
One misses at Shy. And super duper misses at Adara.
Perfect.
And now Giant Snack comes out. And it comes forward. And there we go. I was like, what is it going to do? And it's going to go for Shy because it does not like books.
Oh no!
Oh,
Snake is anti-literacy.
mortal enemy is a book hating snake. That sounds about right.
So that's okay. It's gonna miss for sure, I think, because 15 does not hit you, does it?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Hey. For
So-
once, the
Against the
entire
shields.
party has good AC.
Yeah, you see this snake like try and curl its body around you, and you are able to. Well, actually, how would you get out of that?
As it's trying to curl around, she would probably sidestep out of it before it could do more than one turn.
Okay. And then it is your turn, Shy.
Oh, okay. Now I have a much larger snake in front of me. Sorry, Adara, but spiritual weapon is going to help me with this.
I'm fine.
Locating snake.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is a natural 20.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Roll me some double damage.
Okay, so that's...
When I first looked at this, I was looking at the stat for the giant crocodile, not the constrictor snake, and I was
Ooh.
like, why doesn't it have a constrictor attack? Why does it have a tail?
And I don't add my modifier twice, right?
No, it's just double dice.
Double
Okay.
dice.
So that's 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then she's going to bring around her mace and try and attack with that.
Okay, cool.
And that is... that hits. It's a natural 19, probably. So
Yeah,
that's
that hits.
23 and 8 points of damage.
Okay. Temperance, you are up.
I'm going to attack the snake in front of me.
Okay.
That is trying to attack me with my longsword. Great. 14.
14? Yeah, you get it.
All right, I'm going to use a divine smite because this thing is pissing me off.
Ooh.
And I will say, be buried, foul fiend. Cool, that's a lot. 12, 20 damage to the snake.
Hey.
How do you absolutely obliterate that snake?
I will stab it into the ground and then like use my use my action to just like swivel it down into the ground and try and bury it with my feet.
I love it.
Yeah. Go to the Bone Lord.
Oh my god.
Bones for the Bone Lord. Dara, you are up.
All right. So there's how many snakes are left? There's the big one. There's one
There's
in
the
front of
big one.
me.
There are two little ones that are awake and one little one that is asleep.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit the little one that I had hit previously
Okay.
with my scimitar. Pretty sure that just whiffs. That's a 10.
That whiffs.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna bite it.
Okay.
Better. 15?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. 10 points of piercing damage from the bite this time.
Explain how you bite through a snake.
I guess with the first bite attack, I just like grab it and I like chomp down really good, and then at the start of this next thing I kind of like try and poke it with my scimitar, but I like still have it, so it doesn't work super great, and then I just like bite it again and then like spit out 3 pieces, and I'm like, all right. Waste of a scimitar attack, but here we are. And then everyone's pretty good at handling themselves, so the NPC who is not the Jackalware.
Mm-hmm.
Is she? Yeah, is she being actively threatened by anything?
No.
Okay, then that's my turn.
Okay. So Larissa is going after the sleeping snake again, and she's gonna hit it with her scimitar. And that's some shit damage. But she's just kind of whittling away at it. And you don't reduce damage, Jessica, you add to it. 5 plus 3 is 8, not 3. And now it's Snecky's turn. And so there's still one in front of Shy. There's a little one in front of Shy. And a big one that's kind of just in the middle of the room. So the little one's going to go for Shy first. And not hit. My dice are being very nice to everybody today.
It's, a nice change of pace.
I know. And the big snake is going to lunge towards Temperance and also miss because my dice are just terrible.
The gods are on our side. We have 2 holy casters.
Is the snake leaving Shy's range? Does she get an opportunity attack, or is it just...
It's doing a bite attack, and it's so big it can do 10 feet, so it could reach.
Okay.
It's quite large.
Mm-hmm.
Capital L large, even, probably.
It is a huge beast.
Capital H. Wow.
Capital H large.
Yeah. Large.
Large. Shy, you are up.
All right.
The small snakes are actually large beasts.
Oh, the small.
The small snakes are large.
Small,
snakes.
so like merely 8 feet long.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, since the large one's attention is off me for the moment, probably gonna try and take care of the small snake first. Now, going to attack with spiritual weapon first.
Okay. Throw the book at it.
That's 15 to hit.
Yeah.
6 points of damage.
Okay.
And if it's still up, going to use a mace attack on it.
Do it.
And that's 14 to hit.
How do you destroy your snake?
The book smashed into the floor. I imagine it was looking pretty dizzy and dazed. Since they're larger than I expected, it just kind of like smashes its head into the floor, and then Shy just brings her mace around and just kind of clocks it upside the side of its head, and it just goes down.
Awesome.
And then taking a calming breath, and then turning back to the huge snake.
Yes. That was my bad for not specifying how large giant constrictor snakes are and regular constrictors.
Yeah,
they're bigger than people.
I need to revisit my mental image of everything that's happened up until this point.
This is a 30 by 30 foot ruin, and it is chock full of snakes. Temperance, you are up. There is an asleep small snake on the floor and a very large snake that just tried to take a bite out of you and failed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the big one.
Do it.
And run at that with my sword. I'm probably gonna use 2 hands. So that is 18 to hit it.
Oh yeah, you hit the snake.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna divine strike again.
Hey.
Be buried. Okay, cool. That's awesome. 14 damage.
Oh yeah. This is an unhappy looking snake now. Dara, it is your turn.
All right. I'm gonna move up and attack the big snake now, because sleeping one doesn't seem like a problem. With my scimitar. Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Good. Oh, love fighting
Snakes do
unarmored
not wear
things.
armor.
Yeah. And it's big. So please take 10 points of slashing damage. And then I'm gonna bite it.
How? You just biting like a chunk out of it? I'm just
Yeah.
trying to figure, because it's very big.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try
And
to bite
round.
a chunk out of it.
Okay.
You know, just find like a part of the snake that seems near and just go for it. I
Okay.
figure since it's like, you know, this bite attack that she has, like, due to demonic blood, her mouth probably can open pretty dang big.
Like a shark.
Like a shark. Also, for anyone who didn't know or
snake.
forgot, or a snake, yeah, but for anyone who didn't know or forgot, Adara canonically has multiple, like, rows of teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, fun flavor. Anyway, did I roll this d20 or did I think that I should? I don't remember.
I thought you did, but if you didn't, you can always roll it again, because
Okay.
I'm not particular.
I genuinely don't remember. Well, that is a 16 to hit.
Yeah, you hit it.
Okay. Rolled a 10 on my first roll and a 9 on my second roll. So that is 8 points of piercing.
Okay. The snake kind of does like a rah, and is still up.
Fair.
I don't know why I made the snake roar. They don't really do that. I guess it would hiss, but I don't know what elephant-sized snakes do. Larissa's working on whittling down her one snake. And she is going to leave, actually, and check on Ismene. Because Ismene's kind of freaked out by all of the snake happenings in here. And
Yeah.
her snake is asleep.
We got this.
That's fair.
So the only remaining constrictor snake is asleep. Giant snake is going to attack Adara, because Adara just bit it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Does 18 hit you, my dear?
Yeah. My AC's 17. Whatever.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Sorry. Where's my other dice that is this kind?
I'll bet this thing hits hard, so I'm going to use one of my fighter things to parry, so it still hits, but I subtract a die from the damage.
Okay.
Because I'll bet this is
It
going to hurt.
didn't hit that hard, actually, because I rolled very poorly.
Mm.
But that's 10 bludgeoning damage,
Less. I need to roll my d8.
and you are grappled. And I'd like you
For now.
to...
You said 10?
Yeah.
I will take 3. And I'm grappled. What do I do?
And you're grappled. You are restrained.
Okay.
You can, on your turn, try and get out of the restraint.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Shy, you're up.
Oh, that was a bad move for you, Snake. Going to attack with spiritual weapon. That's a 22 to hit.
Yep.
Uh, 5 points of damage,
Okay.
and we'll go for a mace attack. Oh, that one probably does not hit. 7 to hit. Was a bit too worried about hitting Adara with the mace.
It's fair.
Temperance.
I'm going to continue hitting it with my sword with 2 hands. Oh no, that's a 6.
To hit?
Yeah,
Nah.
Oh no.
with that. I'm just so distracted.
Adara is just slowly being smothered by the snake, like, it's okay to hit me!
Adara,
Yeah.
give me a strength or athletics check to get out of there.
Athletics, you say?
Yeah,
Hell yeah. That is an aggregate 20.
you are out of there.
Just force open the snake, and I'm like, ah!
Also,
Climb
you
out.
can have one attack on it.
Yeah, I can do my bonus action attack. Because I assume that was my standard. I will
That was
bite.
your standard. You can bite your way out of the snake.
I will absolutely bite my way out of the snake. That is a aggregate 20 again.
Okay.
Chompity chomp. Please take 10 points of piercing damage.
Explain to me how you bite your way through the snake.
So Idara, like, slowly being constricted by the snake is just like, no! And then just, like, flexes really hard and, like, pushes it open and, like, as she's climbing out, kind of climbs up the snake a little bit and just, I don't know if there's a jugular on a snake, but just, like, kind of goes for the underside of the jaw and just, like, rips out whatever important thing is there with her teeth.
Yay!
And then Shai turns to the snake and goes, I told you that was just a really bad idea.
So with one snake left on the floor, Larissa kind of just looks at you and says, you can tend to that one, I assume.
Yes. Pretty sure we can take care of that one.
Shy, you're up.
Yeah, we'll step over to the sleeping snake and just goes,
You have
sorry,
advantage
but
because it's asleep.
it's like, sorry, but you did try and kill us. I'm sure you understand. That advantage. Oh. I think 16 to hit.
Yep.
And 8. 10 points of damage.
How do you destroy this sleeping baby of a snake?
Oh no.
It's not a baby. It's
It's bigger than we are.
Yeah.
The huge constrictor snake. She's just like, I'll make this quick. I do apologize. And then the tome just floats up above the snake's head and then just drops.
Oh.
Aw.
There's a moment of silence in the ruins, and you hear nothing except for the howling wind and suddenly the battering of the building with sand.
Let's get to cover.
You
Well, I mean, we are inside the building, right?
Larissa says, will it be safe in here?
Good.
You see friezes on the wall depicting an ancient person writing laws, building farms, and receiving diplomats. Larissa brings some water from her pouch to Ismene. She says, it would be best if we waited out the storm. Make yourselves comfortable. And that's where we are going to take a quick break. But stick around because we will be back in like 5 minutes.
Yep. Everyone can get up, stretch their legs, drink some water, go to the bathroom. We'll be back shortly. All right. Bye.
We'll be back. Hey everybody, we are back with all the snakes you can possibly eat. We are running Lost Children Found Family by Kat Evans. And the Tiefs are currently hanging out in a ruin as a sandstorm batters what's left of the building.
Yeah, Shai is examining the depictions on the walls because, you know, that's what she does.
Give me a history check.
23.
Okay. Yeah, you can tell quite easily based on what you know and what you've seen in the town and talked to as many about that this is the story of Inaxi uniting the 5 cities. Although unlike the other friezes that depicted Inaxi as kind of a traitor and, husband stealer, this depicts Inaxi as a wise and intelligent person. So is anyone proficient in survival, or anyone besides Shai proficient in history?
Not proficient, just naturally okay at survival.
Okay. So Shai, you know that the building you're in is very likely a way station built specifically to give travelers protection from sandstorms.
This is very useful. And it is serving its purpose even today.
Is anyone hurt?
Oh, I guess I should have asked something like that earlier.
I mean, I think I'm the only one who took a hit, and it wasn't. I was pretty good about like ducking out of the way, so most of it missed me.
I can replenish that with my lay on hands if you'd like.
I don't really know how your magic works. You're welcome to hang on to it. I feel like on a scale of 1 out of 43, I'm at like a 40. So you don't really have to worry about me a whole lot.
That sounds fine. I'll leave it then.
If you'll want to take like a long rest here, it's a safe place to do so. If you want to keep trucking along, you can do that as well. Just in the interest of like spell slot recovery and stuff like that. Or fighty move recovery.
I'd be open to a short rest so I can get my action surge back and one of my superiority dice, but otherwise, like, I'm good.
I mean, it doesn't look like we're going anywhere for a bit, so would be willing to do that.
Yeah. Wait the storm out, as long as it takes.
So are you taking a long or short rest?
Short, I think.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Adara needs a longer one to regain.
Yeah, no, I only need a short one. So if you guys don't have like spell slots you need to recover with a long rest, then I'm good with the short.
Shai only used 1 spell. We're good.
Cool.
Okay. Ismene is kind of cuddling into Larissa while also seeming pretty interested in the freezes. I do see them kind of doing some lovers chatty things. Larissa occasionally casting a wary eye on the 3 of you, but not being openly hostile.
I'll take it.
We just saved them, like, I guess that's the least they can do.
Mm-hmm. So is this most of the way, or?
We are close to Anaxi's palace, yes.
All right.
So, is there anything we need to know about Anaxi? Like, do they like bowing? Are we supposed to call them something? Honorifics?
Anaxi will do. Anaxi is a liberator. They're building a new community in the desert. And, well, draining the cities of life to do so, or at least water.
Oh.
Good to know.
So the death of the city is not natural.
And Noxie gave the city's water, they can take it away. And that Ismene says, that's why I couldn't figure it out.
Uh-huh.
Well, now we have that information.
Yep.
Larissa just kind of strokes Ismene's hair and says, it's so beautiful. You'll love it there. You'll all love it there. There's so many young people finally able to do what they've dreamed of doing. Artists, scholars, free to pursue their passions and live their own lives, have a say in what they do under the watchful eye of Inoxie.
I do like that. I really do. Like the sound of it.
Like,
I
insight check.
Huh?
I was like, insight check?
Maybe. It just seems, I mean, granted, we've just been informed that this paradise is being built on the death of another city.
5.
So, huh?
5 cities.
Mm-hmm.
5 cities. Yeah, that's 13 plus.
Oh no, I wasn't insight checking you. I was just saying I wanted to insight check you because of the way you said that.
Yeah, I mean, just I like the sound of that. However, everything else is well, I guess we won't know until we get there if there's a way to a way for this city to this paradise kind of city to come into being without the deaths of 5 other cities. Maybe.
Yeah, that seems like a conversation to have once we get there.
Ismene just looks at you and says, well, Inoxie, from what Larissa's told me, Inoxie's wise and so intelligent and kind that I know they wouldn't do anything if there wasn't a good reason.
So question, what are you going to eat in this city after all the plants die and you're out in the desert? No farms because you're all doing poetry.
Inoxie has made a paradise for us. They're an architect, an engineer. There's plenty of water and foods. You'll see when you arrive at the palace.
All right, sounds good.
The storm dies down, and Larissa abruptly stands up and takes Ismene by the hand and walks out.
I guess it's our cue to leave.
Yeah.
Huh. So decisive.
Mm-hmm.
It's still hot as hell, but actually, no, it's not. It's nighttime in the desert. It's cold. It's very cold.
Oh no.
I remember
this-
how deserts work, but
This
you're
is far
okay.
more bothersome than the heat.
Yeah.
And it's dark, but y'all are okay because you can see in the dark. And
And plus,
After-
Shy's probably gone all nightlight
Brighthorns.
again.
Yeah. We've got a human we're supposed to be protecting, so.
you can see bats. Almost said birds again, but I don't think they fly at night. So
Desert
the birds
night
would be
birds.
back after the desert night birds and lizards and sand cats because they would definitely be here.
Yes.
You see sand cats coming out of their burrows and hunting,
Mm.
barely
Oh,
visible
those are so cute.
against the dark night sky. Eventually, you see a massive palace. It's a jewel rising out of the desert. There's water everywhere. Pools, fountains, and streams. feeding fruit bushes, bean crops, and a vineyard. There's accents of gold on the square stone buildings catching the sun, and you hear the speech and laughter of many voices carried on the air.
Well, that answers the food question.
Nothing makes Idara more suspicious than happy people.
And Shai is immediately looking at all the architecture and engineering and stuff like that, trying to figure out how they work. Genius.
How close are you getting to the architecture?
She would stay with the group, but would probably fall back a little bit every once in a while and then catch up again, fall back, just to kind of inspect things that she wants to.
Are you touching anything?
No.
Okay. So Larissa and Ismene walk right in. Walking a little bit behind them, you see fine silks, lavish furnishings, and lounging on furniture, drinking wine, having grapes are young people reading, talking, playing music, and all around them are servants and jackals. The servants appear to be human.
Are they also young, like 18 to 24?
They're various ages.
Okay.
Every 18 to 24-year-old that you see is accompanied by at least 2 servants or a jackal.
Are we still walking with Larissa and Ismene?
They go right in and pretty much start to blend. I mean, you wouldn't lose them because you know what they look like.
Yeah.
But Ismene starts greeting old friends and getting along with everybody.
Okay.
You see like non-binary people, trans people working on engineering, people doing art, people reading books. Some are hard at work. A couple of people seem to like kind of eye you suspiciously. There's a few others kind of toast their wine glasses to you.
Can I go up to Larissa and just be like, so do you guys trade off the servant jobs then, or you know, if this is like a yeah, does everyone just get servants? Did the servants volunteer to come here?
We all serve Anoxi. The humans from the 5 cities are her courtiers. We are her attendants and her servants. We are her lifelong companions.
Got it.
I said her a whole bunch about a non-binary character. I apologize. Anoxi uses they them pronouns.
All right, that's about what I was expecting then. Thanks. There's a bug in this room and it is driving me nuts. Don't know where it went. I need a frog.
Yeah, it's like Shai's really interested in. I bet there are some books which Shai is trying to read the title of without getting too close.
There are ancient history books here and books on science. You see all sorts of people reading very high-level literature and scientific tomes.
It's like as Shy is recognizing the names of certain tomes and literature, she's probably like tugging at Adara's sleeve and going, Adara, I've only seen that in the main library of the Brighthorns, and there are only like 5 copies of the world.
Do you need to go look at it? Would you like me to take you over there so you can go look at
No,
it?
someone's reading that one already. But if somebody could direct me to the library, I would just be really grateful. I've just come from a place with the library that was just so disappointing, and I just want to see an actual library.
Is this to Adara or to someone else?
Just kind of to the group in general.
Hey, where do you get your books?
You can pull up the second map, actually.
Ooh.
Second map.
Second map. First, you gotta hide the old map. Second map. There we go.
Ooh.
If the stream's being slow, you might want to refresh it, because we've been live for a while, so the delay gets progressively longer and longer. That's true for everyone watching, too. If you've been watching the whole time, refresh the stream. The delay will be less.
And so if you were asking Larissa, she would say this, otherwise whoever you were talking to would just say, Anoxi greets all of their visitors in the throne room, but the library is on the way. You could certainly stop in.
Oh yes, please. And then she kind of turns to Dara and is just like, if we have to choose one civilization over the other, I'm thinking this one has the better library. I'm just saying, I'd rather choose this one.
I mean, sure. But let's see how it goes.
I'll ask a question of our guide if there's any sort of temple, religious moments happening here.
No, we have no temple.
Is that wise?
We serve Anoxi, and Anoxi protects us, but Anoxi is not a god. Anoxi is a hero.
I mean, okay, but someday they will die. What will you do then?
At that, kind of a hush falls over the area.
That wasn't a threat.
It's like Shy is now looking at Temperance and going, if you get us kicked out before I see the library.
I'm not going to get us kicked out before you see the library. You're going to see that library. Apologies, I'm just curious and not from around here.
You see a trans male who is kind of gazing down in the pool dejectedly.
Kind of go up to him. I'm really sorry if I offended you.
He says, no, it's fine. I miss my family.
Oh?
I mean, it's great here, and Oxy takes care of all of us, and there's so much here. There's so much to learn and see and do. I wish we could help the cities, and I wish my family wasn't. Well, I wish I could have said goodbye.
It must be hard being here, knowing they are slowly choking on the dust.
Yeah.
That wasn't sensitive. But you get what I'm saying. I wonder, is there not a way to supply the city with water and stay here? Surely this is raising eyebrows. People will come looking for you. Wouldn't it be, I don't know, more prudent to not take away the entirety of the water supply?
He says, oh no, Anoxie has their reasons. They deserve it. They'll tell you all about it. I didn't think I'd miss them so much.
I'm sure they miss you as well. What's your name?
Francis.
Francis. If I return, I will seek them out, and I will tell them that you miss them.
Thanks.
All right, return to the group. Oh, I scared that guy.
On purpose?
I don't think so. He's just sad. Misses his parents, wanted to leave a note, didn't get to.
Are they not allowed to leave?
Apparently not.
Super. Love that.
This whole thing seems like a utopia with a really dark side.
Yeah. A darktopia.
Mmm.
You know, it'd be really great if both the civilizations could coexist.
Then you could have water and your library.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like the adults in the other city are pretty stuck up and resistant to change, though.
Fair.
Yeah. Can I, kind of, before we go to the temple, are there any of the servant-looking folk who aren't actively, like, attending to someone? Who are... Huh?
Oh, sorry. I thought you asked if there were any servants who are not actively attending to anyone.
Yeah, that's what I asked.
Oh, okay.
Someone who's, like, maybe running errands, but isn't, like, right next to the person that they're, like, I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
Helping.
You can find somebody bringing drinks.
Okay. Can I just want to ask them real quick. Are you here on purpose? Did you come here? Hi. Where are you from?
Here.
Were you born here?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Courtiers don't usually question us.
Well, I'm new here and I'm questioning. How old are you?
35.
And you've lived here your whole life.
Yes.
Do you get paid? Do you have hobbies? What do you do with your time?
Well, we serve Anoxie and their court.
Sure, but like, what else?
Sometimes we have a howl.
Okay. Well, good talk. Thanks. I'll just go back to the group. Be like, that went in a different direction from where I was expecting it to go.
I could just see the cogs in Adara's head.
Grind to a halt immediately.
Yeah.
So, did it get dental or nah?
No. It sounds like they just serve.
Cool.
Sometimes they have a howl, which makes me think that everyone here is a jackalware or a person who ran away from one of the 5 cities.
Howls.
What a nice outlet. So yeah, I think we need to maybe go see Anoxie.
Do we have any sort of reason other than, hey, you're killing those people and that's mean, to get them to stop draining the water?
Well, first we have to know their reasons for, because all we've been told is that they have a reason.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what that reason is.
Same.
then, an argument usually presents itself upon figuring out why they're doing what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
in my experience.
I'm just gonna take a peek in the library. Just
It
give
is
me an
on the
hour.
way.
So, yes, Shy, you can walk in through the library past the fountain, and it's gorgeous. First, though, as soon as you touch the door to open the library, it feels like rotting wood instead of the hard, shiny wood that it looks like.
Can I make some sort of insight or perception check on that? Because I'm thinking it's an illusion.
Yeah.
Insight or perception?
I would say Arcana or Insight, your pick.
I'll do. They're both the same, so that'll be a 15.
Okay. Yeah. As you take a look, after feeling that door, you can start to see a shimmer and recognize illusion magic on all of the buildings and furnishings. Although the water and the plants appear to be real. Everything else looks like it's decaying and falling apart, worn and ragged.
Oh, that's not good. Does that include the books?
Oh no.
So going into the library, the books are in excellent condition. It is a wealth of a library. But the shelving is dusty and crumbly. And the chairs for sitting and reading are threadbare. Once you sit in it, you can feel like the springs and places where the stuffing has holes in it. It looks beautiful, but it feels like it's falling apart.
I mean, the books are right. That's the important thing. But this is only marginally better than the other library.
Oh no.
You do see a lot of scholars here, unlike the other library, which was empty. You see a lot of young people reading, hard at work, some of them writing theorems, some on the windows, some on paper, just kind of inventing and learning.
That is good to see.
Adara and Temperance, if you are with Shy, as soon as you brush by the door, you would also feel the stone is like crumbly.
Do we also make saves or?
No, you can feel it.
Oh,
the
okay.
illusion doesn't hold up to touch.
I'd like to use my divine sense to know the location of a celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet, or if anything is affected by the Hallow spell. Do a little, radar of holiness.
There are none of those things around here.
Okay.
Only false gods.
Well,
Worst time.
this one hasn't claimed themselves to be a god, so technically, not even that.
Mm-hmm. So is there like a specific book you wanted, or?
I would really love to. I would really love to. But the last thing I want to do is possibly break one of these very delicate shelves and cause damage to such lovely books. They really need better taken care of than this, though.
Yeah. Can I like approach one of the people who's sitting and reading real quick?
Yeah.
Just be like, "Hey, how's your chair? Is it comfy?"
You encounter a gender engineer, and they are hard at work and kind of barely glance up at you and say, comfiness doesn't really matter.
So, is that a yes or a no?
Anoxi's doing great things. Anoxi's a liberator, and I get to do work here.
Oh. Okay. That it feels like you went on a bit of a journey to get there, but cool. Good talk. You seem busy.
I am. Thank you for noticing and bothering me with conversation.
Mm-hmm. Just go back to the group, be like, well, I asked if their chair was comfy and was told that Oxy is doing a great job. So I am wondering if other people know this is an illusion and are just bottling that up. Which again is not where I was expecting that conversation to go. So anyway.
So moving forward, the Lamia awaits you in the palace's central courtyard, basking on a stone dais. One paw dangles in the water of a square reflecting pool whose surface shows the 5 cities. Nestled against their flank, talking in a low musical voice, is a plump, androgynous young person. The two of them seem to be engaged in a teasing debate about some point of ethics. As you enter, Lamia turns bright amber eyes on you. I've been watching you, they purr, one paw stirring the pool of water.
That's a weird conversation opener.
Pawing at the water again, they say, I see everything.
How, though? Just a point of clarification. Your eyes are very lovely. But how are you seeing everything?
The pool. Come closer. And they purr, a deep, throaty sound.
Okay, Shai's too curious to resist. She'll take a look.
As you look into the pool, you can see not only the reflection of the 5 cities, but all of the people within going about their daily lives. Inoxy splashes at the water and it expands to the larger desert.
Well, that's a neat trick.
So, did you come to join my palace? The bright spot in the desert.
I do love the books immensely. However, unfortunately, I would not be able to live in a place with such an overhanging lie.
You hear a deep rumble from their throat, and they say, "What lie?" Bright one.
The appearance, the illusion.
Oh, yes. That is unfortunate. But there's plenty of food and water.
I mean, there's plenty of people too. Is there a reason to not just maintain things?
I let my courtiers focus on what interests them the most. Not all of them are interested in the grunt work of sewing and maintaining furnishings, building upkeep.
What if someone were to say not be interested in staying after they had said they would stay? You know, wanted to go back, see the fam, take a little trip.
They're more than welcome to do so, but of course, they'll eventually die.
I mean, everything dies.
The 5 cities will die faster. And they kind of chuckle.
Are you prolonging people's lives here?
I'm shortening the lives of others. I gave them their water, and I've taken it away.
Why?
It's what they deserve.
Because why?
I built those cities. I brought them together. I made their code of laws. I made them a paradise. And then they got proud. I made too many changes. All of a sudden, there was too much pressure, too much change, too quickly. And they cast me out to die in the desert. And now I'm this. And now well, they've changed their story of me. And I'm collecting and saving their children.
Are you not worried at all about patterns repeating?
Tell you what. If you care about those cities so much, go back. Tell them to enfranchise their youth, give them the right to vote, and recognize my paradise as a shining city in its own right. I'll make it worth your while. $500 gold and a decanter of endless water should do it. That's usually helpful in the desert.
That would be very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if they know about your city, you could possibly entice farmers and other workers to help with the more mundane upkeep.
As long as they're not resistant to change. I grew so bored with them when they got stuck in their ways.
What kinds of changes were they resisting?
Enfranchising the youth to vote, eliminating religion, pooling all of the resources so that no one person had more than anyone else. Just basic things like that.
May I make an insight check?
Yeah.
Okay. 18.
Yeah, you get the sense that they're absolutely telling the truth.
Okay.
And Shai is just like, okay, I'm sure one of the parents of these youth has to be a carpenter. We need bookshelves first.
The
You
five
mentioned
cities are dead to me. My children who are here stay here. But you can keep them from dying.
I just turn back to the other two and be like, ah. Then if nobody says anything, because Adara's not good at communicating.
And Shai's just trying to figure out where Adara is going with this, and Shai's just like, well, if we get them at least talking to each other, and this place obviously needs more mundane upkeep, that place needs water, have them exchange resources that both of them need, and we're just gonna possibly have to crack some heads in of some of the adults that really don't want the kids voting.
I am kind of concerned about the my children can't leave thing.
How about, can the parents come visit the children?
Can the children leave to visit? Hey, how strict are you on the no leaving thing? What if they want to leave?
They're always welcome to leave. It's just a death sentence until the cities accept us.
We just have to get the acceptance of the cities.
Based
there
on
are a lot of people that want to see their children.
What's up, Temperance?
Wouldn't you also love to spread the word of your good deeds? You know, spread a little love around to the other cities. But you don't want that all kept here in this just one city. Imagine what you could do with the other 5.
I made 5 cities, and they cast me out and rewrote my story.
Well, I guess we'll see what we can do about that.
Sorry, that face. If you promise not to hurt any of my courtiers, you're welcome to stay. Enjoy the fountains and the gardens.
Clarifying question. Is everyone here a courtier, or are there people who are in a different category?
The city's children are my courtiers. The jackal wares work for me.
In exchange for what?
Basking in my radiance, of course.
And that seems fine to you?
It seems fine to them.
Okay. Cool. Thanks for clarifying. Team, do we need to have a brief discussion?
Maybe. I don't know how much discussion is going to be helpful.
Yeah.
I wonder if in the event that the city does not say yes to all of their requests, I wonder if there's any sort of grace they can give to the city. I'd hate to be hopping back and forth across the desert with, well, they want this, and well, the city wants this.
Yeah, is there something you can do to help us traverse the desert more easily so we can go back and forth without risking our lives every single time? I really feel like it would speed up this whole process.
They lean forward and put their head on both their paws and say, then you'd best be persuasive.
Looks like we get one shot at this.
All right.
And then she thinks about it for a moment and goes, "Oh no, not it." she looks at Adara and just goes, "You know better. That isn't us."
Yeah.
Then turns to Temperance.
Yeah, Temperance. I know you just met us, but we're not good at talking to people. We usually defer to literally anyone else who's present. If you want to take point on this, that'd be good.
Sure. All right. So our demands are change the story back to its original.
Allow the kids to vote.
Allow the kids to vote, and don't have such a big stick up your ass. Eh?
Close enough.
Cool. I'll turn to Enoxy and just say, is there any one of these three that you can maybe give a little on? I'm not saying take it away, but voting age 19. It's a little bit of bending so we can look, like we're trying to do business rather than just you must do this or else.
I think 18 is perfectly acceptable.
All right, 18, great. We'll tell them you said 16 then. That's fine.
I think the children deserve the right to sit on the city council along with their elders.
I think so too.
City council. Cool. Yeah, sure. And that open trade, we're good with that? We're good with open trade?
I don't see why not. They kind of chuckle to themselves and look at the city and the pond. And say, this should be fun.
Well, if you're watching, we'll know that you're watching and then we'll get really nervous.
Yeah. I mean, do you do other things or do you just sit and watch people? Just curious. Sorry, that's not very persuasive. I retract my statement. Keep discussing.
I'm not a trained monkey. I don't do tricks for visitors.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Just,
You remember when Adara was saying that the two of us don't usually talk to people? This is why.
Yeah, I've got problems with authority, so, I'm just gonna excuse myself from that.
All right, we have our talking points. So, we should probably start. Should we start heading back for the city tonight? Since it's not going to be unbearably hot, but it is going to be really cold.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
I have another question. If people here don't like something you're doing, do they tell you?
I usually know.
And
But
what
if they don't tell me, then one of my servants does. And the jackal next to them nuzzles in.
and how do you resolve those problems?
This is a place without problems. Everyone lives here under the goodness of my generosity. If they no longer accept my generosity, they're choosing to no longer live here.
Just to
Can
clarify,
I insight
you say
check
you
that
don't have.
pause?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And while she's doing that, you say you don't have problems, and yet the buildings and furniture are not in great shape.
That is
I would consider that a problem. I mean, not as big of a problem as food and stuff, but
Rolling like shit tonight.
that was an aggregate 20 for the insight check on that weird pause.
Yeah, they don't live.
All right, cool. That's what I thought. Love to hear it.
And any of you can give me history or survival, I guess. I don't know.
I'll do history.
Check if you want to know about lamias.
I'll try
Natural
survival.
20, so that
Cool.
makes it a 26.
6 on survival.
Okay.
26 on history.
All right. What about you, Temperance?
9 on history.
Okay.
Hey!
Woo!
So, I'll say Adara and Temperance are pretty much like, yep, this is standard Lamia stuff. And it is, but Shy, you know that Lamias have used powerful mind control as well as a cursing touch against those who enter their domain. They basically live to be served. And when they are displeased, they tend to eat the target of their displeasure.
Aha.
They are routinely served by jackalwares. And the jackalwares view the Lamia as their protector.
Okay.
They are also immortal.
Great.
That's why everyone was like, Temperance.
That's just a natural.
Mm.
Can... Do they... Considering they only eat people that displease them, is that a needed part? I can kind of assume that's not a needed part of their diet.
Nah,
right?
It's more for funsies.
Okay, so just putting this out there, instead of possibly eating people who displease you, I'm just putting this out there. We know of someone, anti-fish lungs. You could send anyone who displeases you there, and she has this boarding school where she teaches disagreeable folks better ways and manners.
You trust a hag not to eat people you send to her.
Only those that don't learn.
But it's good to give people the opportunity to learn.
Their tail starts to swish back and forth. And they cock their head at Shy and say, tell me, would your order appreciate it if I moved in and told you who to worship and how to organize your library?
Only if they were really good suggestions.
Keep your suggestions to yourself.
I just thought I'd put the option out there. All right, I believe we have our talking points.
Sure.
So you are given 500 gold and a decanter of endless water
Hey,
from one of the Jackaware.
thanks.
Because this is not a reward for doing the thing. This is to ensure that you do the thing and knowing that you are being watched while you do the thing.
Idara will just like periodically flip off the sky on their way back.
And it's just like, so the thing about and explaining about the Jackalwares to Adara is like, so the thing about the Jackalwares is it's basically a protection racket.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Lamias tend to eat people that displease them.
I'm torn because I assume this is like away from the temple and not directly in front of her, despite the fact that she's almost certainly
we're
watching.
We're traveling back at this point.
Yeah.
I was assuming with Adara flipping out the sky.
Yeah. I'm torn because I agree with her stances, but literally none of the methods. And that's tough for me personally because that means that, you know, it'd be easy to just kind of like bully her into changing her ways, possibly with force. I do think I could take her in a fight, but it seems like that might not actually help here. So I'm just kind of stressed now.
I wonder. They seem to hold incredible sway over the people that serve them. However,
sorry, I'm so sorry.
If we get what they're asking for, the people will no longer need them as much.
So, my confusion is that they're supplying the water and the plants? Is that a normal thing Lamias can do? Okay. So
yeah, they tend to have lairs in the desert that are kind of beautiful oases.
Okay. So I'm uncomfortable letting them continue to have this much sway over human civilization that they can just like pull the water supply whenever they want. I think that's too much power for one being to have over a group. Not to say that the cities aren't all shit, because it sounds like they're shit too, but I don't have an easy solution to this.
There is no easy solution to this. I just think the solution that allows the most people to live happily will be if we can persuade the city to make some changes. Because then the children will be happier in the cities, and the ones that aren't happy, the Lamia has a fantastic library and things.
Yeah, I think we're not gonna solve every problem here, but it is unrealistic to assume that 3 interloping assholes would anyway. So what we can do is try and convince the towns to, you know, meet the demands of the youths, and reopen travel and trade between those areas, and then see, like, just kind of leave it in their hands after that.
Yeah, it's like once we open up communication, they will have to concede to each other with the things that they need. Right?
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So this trip is easier than the one out there. There is no sandstorm.
Good.
And you know the way. It's just hot, cold and then hot, deserty stuff.
Yep.
When you get back to the 5 cities, you hear a clatter and horns.
Mm-hmm.
There is a child runs out. Says, You're back! You're back! You made it! We can have the parade!
Wait, what parade?
No
What is
parade.
this?
Mm-mm.
Well, Councilman Ducasse said that if you survived, we would have a parade for destroying whatever was making the children vanish. So the parade will be here, and it starts as soon as you come through the gates, and then ends at the city forum. Let's go.
Is there another entrance, perhaps, to the city?
I just remembered I forgot my shoes, so we actually have to go back. Hold tight. Maybe tomorrow or something. Just turn around and start.
No. It's like Shai just grabs Sidara's shoulder. It's just like, no. If I have to do this, you do too.
Fuck.
You enter the city to loud cheers and sounds of celebration. Alexandros is there. He says, "You've returned! Where is my daughter?"
Yeah, that's the thing. Your daughter decided to stay there. There's another city.
Yeah, so it turns out that all the children, all the young adults, the 18 to 25-year-olds were leaving on purpose because they were tired of this city not respecting them and letting them do things like vote and have a say in the way their community was run. So they're all, at least the ones we saw, like there's a large number of them who are alive and safe. I can't technically vouch for everyone because I don't have a list of names or anything, but there's a lot of people who are alive, safe, and somewhere else, including your daughter. But yeah, they're not coming back unless you do what they were asking you to do the whole time.
Oh, and by the way, your daughter has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Lovely lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super cute.
He pauses for a second and says, we can get to how she even met anyone who wasn't welcome to my home, as all of you are. But first, I believe we should settle this in the amphitheater.
Amphitheater.
Why?
Okay, so we can talk to everyone at once.
Why-
This seems like a great idea.
What are we doing in an amphitheater?
Well,
We
you
have to
have
call the
something
flag.
to bring to the council. It's only fair that we have a debate.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Okay.
He leads you to the amphitheater, where a sea of lined faces murmur and shift in the ancient crumbling seats, where the business of the 5 cities is done. 100 members of various council folk watch skeptically, waiting for you to present your case. Alexandros stands opposite you in the pit and gestures for you to begin. So how this works is there are going to be several rounds. Each round is a contested skill check against Alexandros. 2 of you can debate at a time. So like 2 characters can participate in each round. It doesn't have to be the same 2 characters each round. And it doesn't have to be charisma the whole time. You could, pass notes to other council members. You could inform them of the history of the city or be creative. And
Okay.
whatever you would like to do.
Shai calls history. After all, the history of the city is wrong. She needs to correct that.
I will do my best to contribute insight and perception.
I guess I'm good at persuading people of things.
I think if you have a charisma above literally 12, you're like markedly better than Shy and Adara.
Yeah, I'll take
Yep.
the charisma stuff. I'll
I've
take
got
that on.
-1. Idara, what do you have?
+0.
So who will open the debate?
History, how about?
All right.
Lay the groundwork.
It's like, by the way, your history is wrong and I need to correct it. It had the barest bones of being correct on the beginning. Yes, Inoxi brought together the 5 cities, and they created lots of wonderful things, but then they started trying to make changes that the cities considered too out there, and they cast her out. It had absolutely nothing to do with supposedly seducing someone. That is completely wrong.
Give me a history check.
That'll be a 16.
All right. So, in response, Alexander's. She's new to our town and doesn't know what she's talking about. How could this glowing tiefling cleric come here and tell us about our founder?
As anyone would know from my horns, I am from the Order of the Bright Horns, which is concerned with finding secrets and histories that are lost to time. If anyone would find it, it would be me.
The crowd seems to be going like, with what Shy is saying. They seem to find your arguments convincing. Next round.
I guess I will go, and I will hold up the decanter of endless water.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, this is but a small portion of the power the creature holds. And I'm going to start pouring the water in people's cups, like walking around the table, pouring water into cups. So, look at this. The life that flows from this magic.
That's awesome.
Where that came from. All you have to do is let your kids vote. Hey, civic responsibility. It's a good thing. Come on, we're all participating here, young and old, and even older and older. So look at all of you participating in your own government. Isn't that great? I feel like Professor Harold Hill.
Give me a persuasion check or a performance check if you'd like.
Lessons. Oh, what is that even? Sorry, my lighting is really weird here. 13.
All right. So Alexandros, his eyes get wide when he sees you pouring out this water. He says, "She's bewitched. It's fake. It's fake. It's a lie. Don't trust that." And one of the people in the crowd said, "It's not fake. It's real. It's good. It's good water."
I'll pass it down to that person and say, pass it around. Pass it to your friends. Share.
You get the strong suspicion that you are winning this crowd over.
Can I contribute by like doing the patent like Idara stare accidentally, but like I want to basically watch the crowd and see how they're reacting to like different points and see like what's moving people the most and like what direction we should be carrying this in, and then kind of like whisper to Temperance and Shy like what's working and what's not.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Okay, I have advantage on these.
or I guess it would be insight.
It'd probably be insight. I can re-roll insight.
No, it's fine. You can do perception because
Okay.
I said it first and you rolled. It's fine.
Then that is a 19.
Okay. So you see that they are responding more to. Well, they aren't responding well to Alexandros's aggression of saying like, "Don't drink that; it's bad," kind of thing. They're responding more to factual evidence laid out and the fact that they can see the water, like stuff that is there, and being calmly presented with things.
All right. So Adara will tell the other two, like, calm facts are working. Also, if you can, like, subtly piss him off more, he might lose some more favor. But don't be obvious about it.
I guess the next thing we should touch on is the children.
I mean, maybe don't call them children.
Well, young adults.
Yeah. The adults ages 18 to 25.
In fact, we spoke with some of the children, and there are some that want to visit their families, but unfortunately, with things in such disparity between these two communities, they cannot easily travel back and forth. And with the people here not accepting their agency, they feel they cannot return home.
What kind of check would you like to use for that? Because that could be, you're like kind of tugging on the heartstrings, but also doing some infrastructure stuff.
I don't quite know. Trying to keep as factual as possible.
Can I offer a suggestion that I think Shy is okay at?
Okay.
It might be an insight check because, like, they never said this. This is you, like, correctly reading between the lines from the people we've talked to. So
that sounds good.
That could be better than a -1 to a persuasion.
That is a lot better than a -1 to persuasion.
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Especially since that row wasn't terribly high. 13.
Okay. At this, you can see that they are reacting, and this has hit them in a way that they didn't realize their children were alive. A lot of them. And Alexandros kind of looks at this. These are outsiders. They're lying. They went out there and they killed my daughter, and your kids are dead too.
Are you certain you want to accuse me, a Brighthorn, of telling a falsehood? Because I would have to call you out for a duel, sir.
One of the members of the council points and says, "Council leader, you are out of order. That is not appropriate behavior for this debate floor." There's a moment where they confer in a group, and you see some shuffling of papers being passed around. And then an older woman in robes appears. She says, "The council rules in favor of the visitors."
Yeah.
From this day forth, the voting age is lowered to 18. 18 is the minimum age to sit on the council. And we will make the suggested changes in the history books about the founding. Also, the committee to oversee infrastructure will work on pursuing trade with this city where our children and grandchildren are. Dismissed. And just like that, everyone rises and leaves the amphitheater.
I'm just gonna shout back into the crowd, Frederick's parents! He's okay and he misses you! Not gonna break a promise.
They're probably here.
Yeah.
It's like we're not even sure if we're in the right city at this point.
Yeah.
But you tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll just go shout it around at all the cities, like, hey!
So, having changed the system of government for the 5 cities, is there anything else you would like to do before heading off?
Just kind of going over to Adar and go, did that just happen? Did we just... Because
Yeah.
that's really more of Euphoria's thing.
Yeah, I mean, Temperance carried a lot of weight in that, if I'll be perfectly honest.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
we did okay.
I was very good at laying out the factual groundwork before the persuasion, I think.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Good.
And yeah, that's probably went about as well as could be expected, I guess. Still got some concerns, but
Same, but we can keep an eye on how this situation develops.
yeah, at some point you gotta let the youths take their fates into their own hands.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should write them a letter for the new council. Hey, by the way, you're being watched by this person.
Yeah.
So you know, don't piss them off. Also, they eat people.
I think possibly they'll learn that through communication with their neighbors now.
At least the young adults got what they wanted from their own cities, so they can come back here and do what they wanted in the first place. And if their only issue is access to water, then we might leave this decanter behind, because it's literally endless water.
If we do that, we should probably create a public fountain. That way everyone can access it.
That sounds good. I'll bet our friend, it's not Yasmin. Fuck.
Lotus?
Lotus? Oh, what? I
Who's
mean,
your
Lotus
last
is...
week? Who are you thinking of?
No, I was thinking of the girl that we were hired to...
Ismene,
the engineer.
Yeah, I think the engineer who was focused on the water supply might have some opinions about that. I'm sure the our good friend the Lamia knows what's going on now, because I assume they were watching. But we might go back and tell people anyway, because I don't really trust them. And I think that's a reasonable stance to have. But
Lips off the air again.
Yeah. But we might go back, tell Ismene about the plan, and supply the decanter, so that the cities can have water independent of the Lamia. And that might be all we can do here.
It won't solve all of their water problems,
No.
but it might help.
It might help.
and having might helped is where we will end tonight's episode of Threeflings. This was Lost Children, Found Family by Kat Evans. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jess. You can see me on Twitter at the thing right over my head. And hey, Book of Seasons, which is like right behind my face all of the time, is nominated for an Emmy, and everyone on this show is involved in that book. If you don't know, the Ennies are kind of the RPG Oscars. So but it's also like the People's Choice because it's public voting. So I'll drop a link in the thing. And if you want to vote for us, we are nominated for Best Adventure, which would be super duper cool. And we will be back next week with The Blood-Stained Sweet Tooth by Cameron Blair from Uncaged Volume 4.
Ooh.
So, Temperance, thank you so much for joining us. Who are you and where can we find you?
Hi, all. I'm Christina, and you can find me on Twitter at there. I am in Book of Seasons. It is a summer-themed adventure, so if you, much like myself, are missing your summer festivals, you can go meet some cryptids in Large Palm Music Festival. It's silly and dorky, and I'm excited to share it with you all. I'm also excited to say that Lost Omens Legends for Pathfinder is coming out at the end of this month, and I wrote an NPC in there, so it would be really cool if you could check that out if you're playing Pathfinder. And yeah, thank you, Jess, for having me, and thank you, Threeflings. Y'all are great.
Thank you for being here.
You. Shy, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hi, I am Zan Larson. You can also find me at Pale White Rabbit on Twitter and Instagram. And I do a lot of art things. I did a lot of art for Book of Seasons. I've also done artwork for Uncaged Volume 3, which I think is also up for some kind of Emmy award. I think it's Best Electronic Book, or whatever that is. Anyway, I do a lot of art and things. And I was recently doing art for Book of Cats by Jess, and it's got a lot of cats that I really enjoy, so if you have the chance, check it out.
And I post a cat every day on Twitter, so there's a lot of cats. And lastly, not leastly, Adara, who are you? Where can we find you?
I'm Gwendy B all over the internet, and I am an illustrator, so find me on Twitter if you like pictures. I have art in Book of Seasons, both of them. I have art in Uncaged, all of them. And I've got art in some other nonsense, but those are the relevant ones to this conversation. But yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We are going to go shoot our Patreon video now, and I'll put a link to join our Patreon in the thing. Hey, if I could spell Patreon. I failed at spelling Patreon. Maybe somebody should for me. Sure. But there's a video every week that we do after scenes. So we're going to go do that. And if you want to see them, come support our Patreon at that link that I just put right there. We love you so much. And we will see you next week.
Bye,
Bye
everyone.
friends.